What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co host, Andrew Don't Get It Twisted Lapache. And this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. We appreciate you guys stopping by on this lovely but extremely hot Wednesday afternoon slash evening here in Las Vegas. Reached 108 today. We anticipate it'll be even hotter this week, reaching 114, 115. I love this funny meme that I find online all the time where it's basically Mario from the Super Mario 3 game and the sun is blasting down on him. And it's like, you guys remember that sun blasting down on Mario? That's what it feels like right now. They're trying to fucking kill us out here. But we appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to us yap about the inner workings of professional boxing, as we like to do, and on the occasion MMA, of course, floating in every so often. And we have quite a bit to talk about this week, this Wednesday episode, because it is officially the go home show, one show before a major fight, at least major for us hardcores. William Zepeda steps back into the ring this Saturday, live here in Las Vegas against Lamont Roach. Jr. I'm so used to saying Lamont Peterson for some reason. Lamont Roach Jr. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is going to be either a WBC title eliminator or the title itself, as I think it was Shakur who dropped the belt officially. So I'll make sure to double check that. But there's some implications here. There's some important stuff on the line this weekend. It will be, I believe, the second TNT card for DAZN, the fight, that series that they're starting to do. So this one, a little bit more star-studded. It's got a little bit more power to it, with Morataya versus Consensao as the co-main event. So that one's going to be solid. I'm pleased about this one. I'm kind of happy that this specific one is going to be the one that's going to be on the DAZN, part of the DAZN TNT deal. So we're going to be talking about that, of course, going over our predictions and fight odds, because I do have them up here on my BetMGM app. We will also be discussing the recent first, I guess, debut outings for the Vargas brothers, Amado and Fernando Jr. in the bare knuckle boxing. We talked about these guys when they first signed and whether or not it was good for their careers or the boxing careers in general. We're going to be discussing that because Fernando kind of suffered a bit of a slight injury on his hand that looks kind of serious. So I'm not sure that's going to derail anything, but that's one of the I guess, concerns that we had at the very beginning when we first heard they signed. So we're going to be talking about the Vargas brothers and their bare knuckle boxing debut that took place last Saturday. All right, adding to that, Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis officially going to a purse bid for Devin Haney's WBO welterweight championship. Bill Haney saying that Keyshawn turned down quite a bit of money, and unfortunately, because of that, we have now reached the purse bid that will take place tomorrow. We'll discuss it in detail, but if you guys have, YouTube, which everybody does, make sure to tune into WBO and their YouTube channel, because you might actually be able to watch it. It'll be like court TV, and you get to watch the fucking O.J. Simpson trial. That's been kind of nuts. I've never actually seen one before myself, so I intend to tune in. If you guys have access to YouTube tomorrow at some point, make sure to check it out. But anyway, we'll talk about that a little bit. Terence Crawford in the news, getting a little bit of clapback from everyone from Ryan Garcia to Clarissa Shields regarding his comments on Errol Spence and how bad he looked on Saturday against against Tim Tszyu. And people thinking he was gonna be there to support Errol, and some of the things that he was saying was maybe tearing him down a little bit, and seems as though people came to Errol Spence's rescue, and in particular Ryan Garcia, talking about, what, dude, it looks like Errol Spence's resume might actually be better than yours, to which Crawford clapped back, dude, you better start training, because it looks like you're, doing pansy shit online, because you might get knocked the fuck out by one Conor Benn. We'll talk about that here. And then Nico Ali Walsh showed up on the Zuffa 9 card, and he's been interviewed quite a few times since regarding his involvement, why he was there, etc. We're going to be talking about that and whether or not that's significant to any degree, because at the end of the day, he was in court with Oscar De La Hoya, right, supporting keeping the Ali Act as it is, and it's kind of weird. When I saw him on that show, I thought, oh boy, this guy's sleeping with the enemy, but we'll talk about that because my co-host Andrew's got some different opinions regarding that. So we're going to get into that, of course. And then if we have time at the very end, just kind of a last one here. It looks like Matchroom Boxing and MVP have some sort of alliance now. They're going to try to put, I guess, bring to the forefront women's boxing more than it has been before. With the first main name being Nichols. I forget her first name, but we'll talk about that here momentarily. Australian. Female fighter, very, very good. I intend to cover that here at the end of the show. But before we get into all those, Sky Nichols, that's her name, Sky Nichols. Before we get into all those details, of course, as always, a quick word from our channel sponsor, Health y Sol or Health y Sol. Make sure to check them out online. If you happen to find anything you might want to try, use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase. Or you can follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and get the same 10% off. As I always say, lavender patchouli is my favorite. So make sure to give them a try. Health y Sol or Health y Sol, tallow-based products and tallow-based soaps in particular. We'd greatly appreciate it because it's a very relatively inexpensive way to support the channel. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and comment because we love to hear from you guys. All right. So let's get crack-a-lackin' with the fight of the weekend this Saturday, August 1st, from the Virgin Hotel here in Las Vegas. That used to be the Hard Rock Hotel, and that theater that they had, I think it was it the House of Blues or the Joint? I forget what's the name of it, or it was back then when it was the Hard Rock. It is now officially the Virgin. I have been there myself several times recently in the last couple of years for PFL events. It's a pretty cool venue. I mean, I've been there just in general. I've gone to many fights there over the years, and most recently that one. So it's a cool venue. It's actually a small little venue, sort of like the Fontainebleau. If you guys recall, there was a couple of Matchroom cards there, but it is headlined by this super important bout: Lamont Roach Jr. versus William Zepeda. So we're in this segment here. We're going to go over not just our predictions, but also the odds of this one. Okay, Andrew, let me go ahead and bring you in here. This is going to be, I want to say, the second card that the DAZN and TNT deal. The fight, as they call it, right? That's kind of the segment that they're calling it on Saturday nights, the fight. And with Lamont Roach and William Zepeda being the main event here at lightweight, and then Raymond Murataya and Rafael Conceição as the co-main event. Is this a bit more? It has a little bit more of a name power, but is there a possibility that we can get a much more action-packed main event and co-main event than we did the first time around with Abdullah Mason?
Do you think this card is going to be more exciting? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's safe to say it's gonna have more fireworks. You know, you got two ex-champs. Two guys have been on the big stage, so they're veterans. I'm definitely. I think this is going to be a great fight here. So yeah, yes, that is my answer, Miguel, for the first slow pitch of the day.
Right, the underball. You got to get the coffee in. You're just waking up from the nap. I'll give you a softball there. So after confirming, yes, this will be for the WBC Lightweight Championship, as it is vacant. If I'm not mistaken, it was Shakur who dropped it. So the winner of this bout is going to come out here with the WBC Lightweight title. Very popular and historic belt, of course. Looking forward to this being the second, of course, as I was saying, TNT, the fight type of thing. I think this is going to bring out a lot more, not just fans-wise, but it's not the 4th of July, right? So it's not going to be people out in the streets doing the things. Everybody should be home. So can we expect, in addition, for it to be more exciting, do you think we can get more viewership on this one? It's going to be on TNT as well. I don't know how. I suspect that these guys are more well-known, have more name to them. So it should bring more viewership, more ratings on TNT this time around, no?
Yeah, did we ever get the ratings? Sorry if I didn't catch it. Did we get the ratings for the first TNT show?
I don't think we did. No.
So I highly doubt we're gonna know if they got more views with this one, because we don't even know what the first fight actually brought in. So, but yes, with both guys on paper, Roach coming from the PBC, having the huge fight with Davis and Cruz, another Mexican, well-known Mexican fighter, and then Zepeda being just, well-known Mexican boxer. Yeah, you would clearly think this one is going to have some good viewership numbers. It's kind of sad that we don't know what they are, what the mark is right now. You know what I mean? That what they're trying to go for. But yeah, definitely, I'm hoping DAZN is going to release these numbers at some point. When you look it up, does it say anything about TNT's viewership numbers?
It does actually. I just pulled it up right now. This is from 7/9, so the 9th of July, because the card was on the 4th of July weekend. So it doesn't specify just TNT Sports. It looks like it's a combine from TNT, True TV, and DAZN. So it says it peaked at 820,000 viewers across those three combined. So 820,000, not too bad. It says more than 3.2 million total views reached across TNT, True TV, and DAZN for fight week coverage. Generally, nearly 140 social media impressions. So I guess the peak, according to this here, being 820,000 viewers. Not too bad for the first showing, but it does combine all three of those mediums, I guess, True TV, DAZN, and TNT. So from what I can tell here, it looks like it doesn't specify TNT on its own, but it's not too bad. I mean, I guess it sort of gives us somewhat of a ballpark for this second event.
Yeah, even though those numbers are low, I expect Zepeda and Roach to bring in way bigger numbers than 820. That was for Abdullah Mason.
Yeah.
Abdullah.
And then Bruce Carrington on the co-main event.
Both fighters are still not household names at all. Whereas Zepeda and Roach, you're looking at more of a household name with the boxing fan base. So yeah, let's hope that they get at least 1.5 million, I would say.
All right, yeah. And then one of the issues back then was it was 4th of July weekend, right? It was literally on the 4th of July, and people were just not going to be indoors watching TV. They were going to maybe be at home, but most likely be out on the streets or be out somewhere doing the fireworks, right? Which is kind of what we were doing. I was waiting for the fights to end. I was basically holding everybody else hostage in the house until the fights ended, and then we went out and started doing this. So I watched it, of course. I have the DAZN app, so I watched it on there. But by and large, nobody's going to do it. And you hit it right on the nail. You're not going to be like, all right, kids, hold on, wait until Abdullah Mason finishes and then we can go out. Like, no, everybody already left there. At that point, they weren't going to stick around for these guys.
Yeah, most definitely that hurt their numbers that night. When you look at your schedule and you see that this thing was going way over the nighttime, right? Anyone with little kids who gives a damn about their kids, not me, but
right.
Any other of those good dads out there were probably like, yes, dear, let's just go.
Right. Not you that set up a scaffolding between two ladders to have the fireworks fly off into the sky. No, of course not. Not you. All right. So I want to, this one, I've kind of gone back and forth on who I think is going to come away with the victory here. I've watched, the recent fights, of course, with Roach, with Pitbull Cruz, and then, of course, Gervonta Davis and Zepeda with Shakur, because that one's his most recent one. It took him a while to get back into the ring here. But before I get cracking with my prediction, I would like to hear yours, of course, because I always like to hear insight. Maybe you can sway me in one direction or the other. But, Andrew, go ahead and let's have it. Who is going to win? And how, before we get into the odds, of course.
Yeah, it's a real hard fight to pick. You have the punch output, the offensive Zepeda going up against the skill of Roach. Can Roach score enough points to, one, slow Zepeda down and to outpoint him? It's going to be tough. Roach has a has a very relaxed approach. I don't know if he meets fire with fire. So that kind of gives Zepeda a avenue there to a victory, right?
Mm.
But Roach has some pretty good wins on his resume, and I want to say Pitbull Cruz is a guy that usually tries to outpunch his opponents as well, right? So he's already went up against a guy like this, even though they bring different styles. Zepeda is more of a straight up fighter, a lot more straight punches and hooks.
Do you think he's got the same kind of power as Pitbull? Because remember, Pitbull did drop Lamont. I mean, dropped him. He didn't. It was one of those like crack him. He basically had to barely touch the canvas with his hand to like kind of keep himself up. So he survived, right? But do you think Zepeda has that kind of pop to be able to do something like that to Lamont Roach?
He does when he's fighting lesser opponents, but it seems like as his opposition went up, and I'm talking about Zepeda here, his knockouts went down, right? The one that stands out the most is the Tevin Farmer fight, right? Where it actually took him 2 fights to get through Farmer.
And one of them being a majority decision, so that one almost escaped him.
Yeah, again. So, it's I like Zepeda. I love his record. This is one of those things where good promoters, they get your record up. He's 33-1-27, so it looks like he doesn't have as many flaws as I'm thinking about him having. Yet he has, a loss on his record. He has the draw with Tank that probably should have been a win. So you could actually put that in the win category for Roach.
How about the Isaac Cruz one? Do you think that one we should probably categorize it as the win, or that one is more legit a draw?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It was a draw, but I had Roach winning that fight. I think that was a PBC trying to give themselves a second fight out of make something out of nothing. No, I don't have any proof, but I'm just saying it. I thought Roach had won that fight fairly easy on the cards. So it's really tough, man. It's a real tough fight. I would really like to look at the odds. I would probably look at the odds more before making a decision on who I think is going to win. But on the outside, if you got a gun to my head, I think I'm going to lean towards the American still. I really am. I think he has a better resume, and we don't know how high the potential is of Roach yet, right? We know what the potential is of Zepeda. I believe he's been to the mountaintop a few times and he's not gotten over it. I'm not looking to be the guy that's going to bet on someone who probably beat Tank Davis, right? It's a huge fight for Lamont Roach and where he's at right now. So if he can take this victory, get a belt here, a huge step forward for him, but one that probably should have already happened because of the fight with Gervonta that kind of got taken away from him. I think I'm going to lean a 12-round decision still. I think Roach has enough pop to slow down Zepeda and get a victory on the decision on the cards. I don't see a knockout. Both guys have proven they're 12-round guys. So I'll take Lamont Roach by 12-round unanimous. I don't even think it'll be close decision.
Oh wow, really? All right, okay. Well, I mean, it can still be close. It's just the 3 judges. You have the same idea. So with Roach, his fight with Cruz, he moved up to 140 for just that one, and then is now moving back down to 135. I was taking a look at their height. I don't know if this is right. I got this off of like online, the Mo Problems, but they have Lamont Roach listed at 5'7", while Zepeda at 5'9". Could that be really? Because it almost seems like Zepeda is the shorter one. I don't know if they got it switched up or if that's actually accurate. But whenever you pulled up, or the times that you pulled up their tail of the tape or their height or whatever, does it look? Is that accurate? Because I'm not sure if that's true. Because I get the impression that Roach is actually like taller, but not according to this.
Well, I mean, Zepeda does seem like a very tall fighter, though, himself.
Yeah.
They do have him at 5'9", Roach at 5'7". No, I'm seeing the same thing on tail of tape on what I looked up. And Zepeda does seem like a tall fighter. One's got a 68-inch reach to 69.5, so not too bad of a difference there. The biggest thing though is can Zepeda make Roach uncomfortable without walking through the fire and taking too much punishment, right? Because that's kind of what he does, right? But as we've seen once again with the likes of a Farmer or a Shakur, wasn't that easy just to get in there and get your shots off, right? So, and Roach, like I said, dude, we all know Tank Davis is a bad man, right? A lot of people consider him the face. This dude dropped him. This dude made him turn his back. He might be a bad man. We might see something on Saturday night that we, how the ball, we always say boxing, the ball never stops rolling. Guys come out of nowhere. This might be Lamont Roach's time if he could get this victory off. That'd be 3 solid opponents. Yes, you say draw, whatever, but it's still 3 solid performances this guy's put on against the elite. He would be considered a big fish from here on out after this night. Matter of fact, just put Gervonta Davis back on his radar with all this comeback talk of Gervonta happening. Excellent pay-per-view matchup there with him and Roach as a return for Davis fees to win. So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards Roach on this one. Part of it has to do with how bad he looked against Shakur, and I think the main one is the Farmer, the Tevin Farmer. How he's fought in American boxers at every level, hasn't really passed the test. Lamont might be the best of them all. We haven't seen Shakur versus Tank.
Right.
So,
all right.
Saturday night.
I'm starting to lean in that direction as well. Of course, I'm going to be rooting for Zepeda, but I can't see. I'm not sure if he has the kind of pop to hurt Roach the way Pitbull Cruz did, and if he's going to come in with like the style that he normally does, where he just kind of like walks you down and essentially just tries to volume, punch you, I think he's going to be there to be hit basically. And if Roach has, which he did to some degree show against Pitbull Cruz, has the ability, enough kind of pop to keep Zepeda honest and keep him at distance, at bay, I think he's going to be able to outpoint him. But the shots that Zepeda has, if Roach, because there are times where we've seen Roach kind of take it easy, right? Like he tries to like, I guess, land his shots. He's not a volume puncher. He tries to kind of wait for the perfect opportunity, and if he waits too long, the round kind of escapes him. That would be, I think, Zepeda's really only way of winning rounds clearly, is really not allowing Roach to get his offense off. But similar to Shakur, I think Roach is most likely going to land the cleaner punches more frequently. We'll get Zepeda throwing a lot of punches, landing on the arms and the body, which will count, of course. It's going to count for something. But I would hope that Zepeda doesn't get too, like head crazy and tries to go on top and ends up just kind of focusing on trying to out box. I don't say outbox, but I guess out punch Roach, because that would be his best option. Throw as many punches as he possibly can, make the rounds look as one-sided as he possibly can, and maybe one of those shots can hurt Roach, because I don't see him winning Zepeda a decision. I don't think they're going to give him a decision. He's going to have to stop Roach. And I hope Zepeda comes in with that mentality. I have to stop this dude because they're not going to give me that belt otherwise. I just don't think he's got the kind of power to do that against Roach the way like a Pitbull Cruz did. So I think Roach is going to come away with the victory, although I will say it's going to be a split, because I do think there's going to be a judge in there who's going to give it to Zepeda. But I'm thinking like 116, 112 kind of thing for Roach. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards.
Now, when you say you don't think he's going to win a decision, are we talking you don't think Zepeda can pull a decision out?
Right.
Now, he's the one backed by Golden Boy here. Roach really doesn't have a promoter going into this, no?
I don't think so, because his last few fights were with PBC, but I don't know if he is a PBC dude or not. That part I'm not entirely sure. So I think he's kind of on his own here. I think because you look at the poster, you don't see anything like that PBC-ish. But yeah, I want to say, yeah, this is going to be specifically Golden Boy. So yes, William Zepeda is backed by Oscar.
Yeah, I would be more nervous if I'm Roach going into the decision. One, you're fighting a guy with a major promoter backing the fight. Two, you've gotten jobbed probably a couple of times in the sport lately. And three, DAZN's new idea of signing fighters straight up, no promoters involved. You're going to see a lot of promoters making their power moves here against guys like this, bro. They don't want this trend to get started, right?
Like you see, we should have had one of us behind you.
Yeah. So Oscar, if I'm a judge right now, man, life might be good because your raises just might have went up through the roof. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Really could use that decision tonight. I'm just playing Boxing World. I'm just.
Are you though? Are you?
No, probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Most likely not.
Most likely he'll lose 8 rounds and win the fight.
Like, what the fuck? And then you. But that leads me to the odds here.
Hey, but wait, doesn't it make... Aren't you a little nervous if you're a fighter floating around right now?
Shit. Well, I mean, not everybody can sign with DAZN directly. They're going to have specific dudes. I don't think Roach is that guy. Yeah, I think he'll have something to worry about, no doubt. If he got screwed over a couple of times already, back to back, as a matter of fact, with guys who were backed by major promotions, yeah, I would be concerned about Roach. Maybe, I mean, if I was Roach, I'd be concerned. Maybe up the output a little bit more, throw a little bit more, so it doesn't look so heavy, one-sided, and give away early rounds like that by Roach, I would say. But it's definitely. I don't know. I've watched a couple of Roach interviews, and I haven't seen anybody ask him that question. I would like to see if anybody mentions that to him. But yeah, I would say Roach would definitely have something to worry about.
Yeah, if I'm DAZN, I'm all over Lamont Roach if he gets out of this with the decision. If he is floating around right now and really doesn't have a promoter, maybe Al's just his manager. That is a major signing right there. You're getting a huge piece of the lower weight division. Like I said, a guy that's kind of under the radar right now. We don't know the potential of Lamont yet. And here you go, DAZN might be able to sign him to a straight up deal with no promoter involved. Yeah. I think if I'm any of these free agent boxers, I'm a little bit, you have to really make sure you're getting these victories on the scorecards. You cannot make this close, or I don't think it's going to go your way. You would even start thinking, because a lot of these judges, they have relationships with the promoters. Now, that doesn't mean they're getting paid or anything like that. It just means they've done a lot of fights. They've been to a lot of press conferences. They've been to a lot of gatherings, right? They know these promoters. Maybe they don't want to
had a lot of dinners with them.
Exactly. Maybe they don't want to see change like that, right? So you got to be real nervous being a free agent fighter right now with the potential of doing this new thing of signing straight up with DAZN with no promoter. But with that being said, another thing Zepeda or Roach needs to worry about is the shell, the Philly shell. One thing American boxers do with volume punchers, they allow them to out-throw them while they're just trying to land that one clean counter punch. He can't get caught in that game,
Zepeda can't get caught.
No, Roach can't get caught in the counter game.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, trying to throw that one single punch where it's like, well, he landed 8, but I hit him harder. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's what was part of my prediction. I thought, like, if Zepeda can do that with enough rounds, he can. It's just I'm not sure if he's going to be able to. But I mean, you really do put it in perspective with being backed by Oscar. But that would say I would think that would be Zepeda's best shot, obviously besides a knockdown or a knockout, but I just don't think he's got the pop to do that against Roach. But that would be his best bet. Volume, like, baby bull this motherfucker, Juan Diaz, just boom, 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 volume, volume. Don't let him get off his punches, and you make a move back, because I think it's going to get Lamont to be moving back. Most of the fight is going to be the one chasing, and Roach is going to be the one to basically catch him on the way in. And if if Zepeda can not get hit in those, there goes one round for Zepeda, there goes another round for Zepeda, and before you know it, he builds an early lead on the scorecards. That might be his way, because I don't think he has the pop to hurt Roach, but enough to slow him down with those punches.
Yeah, and he's always been kind of described as an output guy. Just this really does matter what kind of game plan Roach brings to this fight, to see if he's going to get a victory or not. I do see a victory going both ways, or an avenue for both guys getting a victory in this, because of the way Roach does approach things. Because you got to remember, Tank was always considered a slow starter, right? So he's given up rounds early. Pitbull Cruz is not a slow starter. On paper, Pitbull Cruz did not lose to Roach, right? So there's that. So he has been, he has allowed his opponent to keep up with him, even though he was better probably technically than his opponent, just a punch output. Excellent fight. Best man wins. Yeah, I'm gonna lean with Roach still, but definitely see an avenue going both ways. But what are the odds? Let's get into the odds, because I might fucking flip.
All right. Oh, and by the way, a very TV friendly fight, I suspect this is going to be. So, looking forward to that one. Okay. So, taking a look at the BetMGM app here, Lamont Roach. This is just a straight money line, of course, the win. Lamont Roach is the favorite at -150. All right. With Zepeda coming in as the underdog at +115. Now, this has changed. When I initially saw this, oh shit. Got it. I'll continue here. My homie's coughing up his coffee. With Zepeda, I initially saw it at +125, and this was today, Wednesday. I saw it on Monday. He was at +25. As of right now, +115. So people dropping some money on Zepeda here.
Okay, so, let me catch that again. So Zepeda is +150 or minus?
No, Zepeda's +115, 115.
+115.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Roach is at -150, 150.
Okay.
So that's just a straight money line, right? So just a winner either way. Taking a look at the prop bets. Lamont Roach by KO, TKO, or DQ +550. So clearly, I don't think it's going to go that direction. Lamont Roach on points +110. All right, a little bit better. Zepeda by KO, TKO, or DQ at +450. So they don't think it's going to stop Lamont. And Zepeda on points at +250, 250, with a draw coming in at +1400. So clearly not that direction. And then this one, it doesn't give me an over-under. It just gives me a whether it'll go 12 rounds or not. Yes, it will go 12 rounds, being -300. And no, it will not go the full 12 rounds at +225. All right. So take a look at those numbers. Andrew, any one of those catching your eyes or maybe helping you sway your prediction one way or another?
No, I like that they're giving positive numbers on everything. And obviously straight up Roach at -150. That's your negative right there, but everything else is in the positive. I mean, like, if you really think one of these guys is taking it on points, you're getting +110 on Roach and +250 on Zepeda. It's a great win. I mean, for real, Zepeda's gamblers, his fans got some excellent money to be chasing here. Yeah, the +450 on the stoppage and +250 on the decision is an excellent bet right there. I love that +250. They do think that it's going to go the distance, though, obviously, at the minus 300, that it is going 12 rounds. That's what I'm kind of predicting. I see this fight going the distance easy. So you're looking at 2 positive numbers on whatever guy you want to bet on.
Yeah.
It's
No
not
kidding.
bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
I was taking a look at some of these, and I guess the safest, and again, we're not going to tell you guys to do what to do, right? Don't put the house on it. But the going over, hold on, where did I go? Here we go. The will go won't go 12 rounds. Yes, minus 300, no, plus 225. I mean, you can damn near bet this is going to go 12 rounds. I don't see either one of these guys, stopping the other. But looking at it with like specifically the method of winning, Roach on points, plus 210. That's it. It's not a lot.
Oh, so Roach
was
he's plus 210
for points specifically, like decision.
Yeah. Okay, I had 110, so he's plus.
Oh shit, my bad. No, you are right. Shit, I was looking at the wrong number.
Oh,
you're right. My bad. You are right. 110. I was looking at the wrong number.
Right.
But it still is plus. But that one, that's a pretty. It's kind of a safe bet. I mean, it's you don't have to put a whole bunch, but like it's still positive money and it's still positive numbers, and there's a pretty high likelihood. He is the favorite after all. That one's not bad. A lot better than just the money line at minus 150. That's for damn sure.
Definitely better than just the straight up money line, because I don't really see a knockout happening here. So really, you're just banking that Roach wins on 12-round decision. You're getting a positive number on the favorite. It's a pretty cool. You very rare see that. That you have a fight that. And look, with that being said, we were pretty convinced that Zoo and Spence was going to be over before 6.
Yeah,
it goes 12. So you really never know these fights. You go in thinking it's this is how it's going to happen. There's no way these guys go 12 rounds, and then then it goes 12 rounds, right? Then it happens. So I mean, on the outside looking in, though, we're like, oh, there's no way there's going to be a knockout here. But no, I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go Roach. So give me the plus 110 on Roach. I wouldn't take him straight up. There's no reason to take him straight up. Yeah, I would like the plus 110 decision on Roach. And then if I'm Zepeda, if you're a fan of Zepeda or you think he's going to win, what excellent money on either way you go. It really is. I mean, even the plus 115 is Roach's plus 110, right? So you get Zepeda either any way that he wins at the plus 115. Excellent fight. This is a good fight to bet. Go ahead.
I was thinking, I don't remember. I remember Zepeda getting dropped by Farmer, but I don't remember if it was the rematch or the first one. But it's kind of crazy because I'm thinking now, like, Roach was dropped in his last fight against Cruz, against a beggar puncher in Cruz, but he's been dropped. And then 2 fights, I think 3 fights ago, I guess it was the first one, Zepeda himself getting drops. So both these guys have been dropped before, and Zepeda dropped against somebody like Farmer, who's kind of on the way out. It may very well be that Roach might be able to drop him or might be able to stop him or something like that, right? Considering, maybe not stop him because he's very durable, Zepeda, but we might get somebody getting knocked down in this one. I don't know, which side it'll land on, but both these guys have been dropped, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that these guys are able to drop one another or each other. I don't think there'll be 2 knockdowns, but when I see something like this, like Zepeda getting dropped by fucking Farmer, it's like, oh damn, that doesn't look good. It kind of gives more confidence to Roach.
Yeah, it says Roach was dropped in the draw. So the first fight is when Cruz dropped him.
Well, no, Zepeda, because Zepeda, when he fought Farmer twice, that's the one that I'm like, I don't remember if it's the last one that he had with Farmer or the first one, but at some point in those 2 fights with Tevin Farmer,
gotcha,
Zepeda got dropped with one of them. So it's kind of like, oh shit, it kind of puts into question, like, oh man, how durable is he? He got back up and he continued, of course, but it could be that somebody like Roach can catch him with having a similar, American style like Farmer.
Yeah, no, most definitely. That's what's on the line for Zepeda here. If he loses another 12-rounder to an American boxer, it is what it is on his style, right? He's good enough just to get him there. and then he's failed every time he's made it to the mountaintop. So that's definitely what Zepeda has going into this one. It's a great record, but it's going to take a major flaw if he gets another defeat by an American boxer.
Right. Yeah. It might be a while before you see him in the main event status again. This is kind of there's not just the WBC lightweight belt on the line, but it's a lot of other stuff that's kind of on the line for both these guys here. I don't know if I can go as far as to call it a crossroads type of fight, but it sort of is because, you know, Lamont Roach kind of has that possible rematch with Gervonta kind of there lingering, you know, as long as he wins and maybe even gets a belt, you know, if he can fight Gervonta at 135 again, if they make it back, and Gervonta still has the WBA belt, I think he does, we might have a unification fight, right? It's kind of a big deal for Zepeda. Having another loss on his record back-to-back like this to another American boxer kind of puts him in a pretty bad position. So it's kind of a lot more on the line than just the belt for both of these guys.
Especially if Zepeda goes 12, he starts becoming that fighter that's probably just too much risk, not enough reward. For a lot of the younger guys, the promoters are going to avoid Zepeda because of his 33-1-27 record, right? So yeah, he is. This could be very well a crossroads fight for him, where he just finds himself out of the loop because he's not marketable enough. He doesn't bring enough eyeballs. You might lose. He's good. If you have an off night, Zepeda is a good fighter, right? So yeah, definitely. Where Roach still might be in there, even if he takes defeat.
Yeah, you don't think he'll lose like the possible Gervonta rematch or something? One of those kind of like big ones.
He will definitely lose that fight, but I think he'll still be in the mix for the other guys. He's not the risk versus reward type of fighter. And that one, I think the reward still matches the risk. So yeah, we will see. And mostly it's because of that the Davis fight. Davis fight put him on a nice little pedestal. I don't think a loss to Zepeda knocks him off just yet.
All right. Unless, of course, and you've thrown this every so often, unless it's how he loses. Like if he gets fucked up, you know, it might set him up even worse. But this is going to be, as I mentioned, on DAZN and TNT this Saturday, the 1st of August, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is when shit gets crack-a-lack-a-lackin'. And I think that's just like, with the early fights, I guess the main card, and then the ring walks expected to be around 8 p.m. our time. And once more, you get to see this on both DAZN and TNT, which is kind of a major thing. You know, more recognizable names in the first card, so there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be more viewership on this one. Looking forward to it because it is one of those kind of TV-friendly fights that may very well make a star or a superstar out of either one of these guys if they come out with a victory, and an impressive one at that. Alrighty. So, anything else you want to add to this one before we move on to the next topic?
No, that's about it.
All right.
I was just trying. I was going to Facebook to YouTube to see how, if their highlights, if their breakdowns, anything was pushing it numbers right now. Right now, Oscar did put something out there, 18,000 views. Lamont gives his prediction, 1.3 thousand views.
Oscar putting his stuff for Zepeda.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Just on YouTube, just seeing if there's how hot the fight is. Right.
Yeah. And there, right there again, is the power of having a strong promoter behind you, putting that shits on there. Yeah, you can go ahead and, you know, Lamont can do his, but when you have Golden Boy, an already established name and an established YouTube presence and everything, and you put your highlights on there, you know, that's another reason why you might want to have a promoter backing you up, because it puts you in a lot better position than being independent. And how many views you say that the Lamont Roach prediction was getting, or Lamont Roach's videos?
It was about there's one here for 27,000 on the Golden Boy, the camp house. They have 27,000. The Showdown show did 18,000. Some fight recap or breakdown was put up 21 hours ago, has 3.1 thousand. So they're doing decent numbers. They're not bad numbers, you know. Yeah, I think TNT will be happy with this one. These guys have a big fan base. This is going to reach across many platforms because you have the American and the Mexican side coming together, both known fighters. we might be a little surprised on these numbers that come back. Maybe, just maybe, DAZN will announce something. Oh, can we say it right now?
Yes.
Can we say DAZN might come out of the little hole, like the groundhog? Oh, there's a what do they come out when there's a shadow or no shadow?
Yeah, no. They come out, and if they see a shadow, they run back in. If they don't see a shadow, they stay out for a certain amount of time.
They're gonna come out and go, "Are there numbers? There are.
Yeah.
There are numbers. Come on, everyone!"
And then have TNT announce them for you. Like, no. Don't go there. I'm just saying, like, you announce it yourself. You know what I'm saying? You guys have it on your platform as well. Make it look like people actually tune in to watch it, guys. Because, by and large, TNT is a channel that most people have on their cable or satellite subscribers. So we hope that's the case, that they get the kind of numbers, and DAZN is proud of them and actually publishes them so we can see them ourselves.
Yeah, most definitely. No, this has potential here to give us an insight of what TNT is going to bring when you have two known fighters on the network. Let's hope we see something out of DAZN and TNT on this.
Yeah. And I'm going to do my damnedest to try to make it down there for the weigh-ins, guys. So if I can get down there, I will post something, whether it's a short or something, some video. Even if I'm in the very back and I got my damn tripod over here, my selfie stick recording from hella far. I'm gonna do my damnedest to get down there and see if I can get in and they see they let me with my camera and shit like that. But no promises there. This is gonna be Friday, of course, for the weigh-in around noonish, I believe is what it is. But if I can make it down there, I will. If not, my apologies ahead of time. But that concludes our segment on Roach and William Zepeda here. All right, Andrew, the second one here you wanted to talk about. We briefly touched on it actually while we recorded the Sunday show, but two Vargas brothers, Amado and Fernando Jr., making their BKB bare knuckle boxing debut last weekend. Both of them coming out successful. They both won their fights. However, it was pretty wild. If you guys remember seeing, if you guys watched any highlights while I have my camera here try to focus, but there was Amado, the highlight of Amado Vargas basically falling out of the ring and kind of getting kicked while he's down. He falls out onto the apron or the sidewalk, the catwalk of the ring. And in an effort to, save face and not be embarrassed, he does this crotch hold, Michael Jackson crotch thing, and does that 3 times. And they're like, all right, get your ass back into the ring. He goes into the ring, and to his credit, he finishes his opponent. He knocks him out. But that was one of them. Fernando Vargas Jr., winning his fight as well, gets interviewed immediately after walking out, basically walking back to his locker room, and points out that his finger looks to be fucked up. I don't know to what extent. I'm not sure if I've read or seen any updates on how badly that pinky finger, I think it was his left hand, I forget which one it is. I'll watch the highlight here again to remind myself. But that's kind of what we suspected, could potentially happen. These guys, I'm assuming they're going to continue their regular professional boxing careers, but if they get in these situations where their knuckle gets fucked up because of their knuckle, or they get a nasty scar or cut because of XYZ, it could derail other things. And this is one of the things that we were concerned about. But Andrew, you wanted to touch on it because we did mention it on the Sunday show. Go ahead and sound off. Both these guys came out successful, but not unscathed.
Well, yeah, I was a little interested in this this fight because both Amado and Fernando are in their primes. They're green, but they're young. They've been in boxing their whole life. Both are fighting professionally, have done professional fights. So I was really interested in seeing what they were going to look like in the bare knuckle ring. And to their credit, both of them came out untouched, at least on the face, right? They didn't come out with freaking cuts and broken noses and detached retinas. Just the real sad injuries that you see most fighters are getting when they go into this kind of a style of fighting, this bare knuckle stuff. So I was interested, and both won. Yes, one broke his pinky. Fernando Jr. broke his pinky. Hand injuries happen in boxing all the time. I'm sure it's not the first. finger to break. It's just that it's kind of gross and you get to see it immediately, and it's all 3 different ways. So that was like he took an injury, but it happens. Really impressed with just the way they guys went in there and finished the job without getting really touched in the face. You call it bare knuckle boxing, but at least for that night, more bare knuckle club fighting than anything, because that was like the easiest combo to take someone out. Right jab to the body, right hand to the head. I think you learned that in like day 2, maybe. That's the first combo you learn, guy? No?
Yeah. The 1-2, basically. Jab, right hand, right? Yeah.
And he was all, oh no, here comes the uh-oh. Oh shit. It was over.
Remember we did it at the gym, right? On top. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Hey, and I was really interested in the Amato. Fernando did great, but Amato's fight obviously was the main event because of all the shit talking that guy was doing.
Sure.
Called him a pussy, said all he is his dad's fucking, living off his father's name. These guys aren't going to do anything. And yes, well, he did get a knockdown. The fight ended in 1 round. Amato didn't get touched. At least his face looks like he didn't get touched. It's a clear victory for the Vargas dynasty. Now, with that being said, I hope they had their fun. They got their name out there. Now everyone in the bare knuckle world knows you guys. Okay, come back to boxing now. Stop fucking around. You're never gonna make $1 million over there. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's where you go when you're at the end of the road, not at the beginning. As we see, one took an injury to the pinky. Hopefully that grows fine, comes back, heals fine. And Amato came out without looking like Frankenstein, like how Paul Malignaggi looked after his fight. Or Angulo. I think Angulo looked all fucked up after one of his fights too. Yeah. So he got out of there, looking nice still. Come back to boxing. You did it. You represented. Now it's time to get your careers back online in the real boxing ring.
Now, let me pose a question. Do you think that these guys went there because they know, to some degree, maybe subconsciously and a hard pill to swallow, that they won't be the superstar in boxing? Now, they have their last name, so they have a bit of a push, but there's a reason why Top Rank signed Emiliano, right? It's like, because they look at that as, oh, that guy's a special one. He's the one that's going to be hot shit or has the potential to be hot shit. These guys, not so much. Could that be maybe deep down one of the reasons they're like, fuck, we not going to make it over there. We'll do something. We'll make a name, but we'll not reach, Fernando Sr. or even Emiliano, because Emiliano's not there yet, but he looks like he's on the way there. Maybe conceding to some degree. I mean, Fernando Vargas Jr. already has a loss, right? He lost to Callum Walsh. So he already has a loss. No undefeated record there. That's out the door. But is that maybe one of the reasons, like, damn, I'm not going to make it there. Fuck it. Yeah, let's just go ahead and try to do as much of a name we possibly can in bare knuckle.
I know we thought that going into this fight on the bare knuckle thing, like what was going on, they must have been mad at their dad.
Yeah.
Their dad was in the corner. He was training them, so there's no beef there. They haven't split up with their father. And from what I heard in the interview with Amato was they got overpaid, bro. Like they got a significant amount of money to go over there and take this fight on.
But what you think they'd make that over here, like in actual boxing? Like, you think they can do that there still?
Well, they need to work out with this new company. Was it a one-time thing? Did that new company TKO them, right? Where they try to put them, hey, look at who we signed. Look at who we're fighting, on our cards. But it's only a one-fight deal. All they're doing is trying to get the name out there to say, hey, we had the Vargas boys to all the other undefeated Mexicans that they're trying to sign right now, Mexican Americans, however you want to say it, and get some names signed up like that. Who knows? What I do know is they said they got overpaid. In boxing, yes, they might not be the $5 to $10 million that the little brother Emiliano's looks like he's going to end up being. Doesn't mean they can't make $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, right? Doesn't mean you're not going to be a millionaire as long as you keep winning. You have the name. You have the backing of the fans, the fan support from your father. No, I want to believe that they were overpaid, and they told their dad, this is easy fucking work. And unfortunately, they went in there and they kind of made it easy. One hurt his pinky. You know, it's boxing, bro. Pinkies get hurt. So I'm not going to be like, oh, you really blew this one up. Right.
But that's not, and granted, it's not that serious, but it's something that possibly would not have happened in a regular boxing glove. And now this delays things. He's going to have to wait for it to heal. He's going to have to wait before he can start sparring and everything else. So even if it wasn't some nasty gash over his forehead or anything like that, it's still an injury that's going to have to keep him out of the ring for a while.
We had an injured hand last week. Who was the fight last week that they said they injured their
Hitchens?
Hitchens got hurt. Yeah. And then Pacheco the week before that pulls out his hand and it's swollen, right? Like I want to say a lot more hand injuries happen in boxing. We just don't see it because they have those damn gloves and hand wraps on.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean about hand injuries have happened. I can't knock the young man too much for getting a hand injury over there. But they came out, they still look good. They still got their records intact. They got the victory. They got easy money, man. They went to the UK, got a free trip, did some sightseeing, and took a check home. One kid was out of there in 3 minutes. I remember, where did Fernando's go? How many rounds? Does it say how many rounds Fernando went?
Let me see. I'm on their Instagram account right now. It doesn't specify. It just shows that he wins, but nothing as far as like how method.
3 rounds.
Yeah,
I want to say it was somewhere around there, but whatever. Case is, and the bare knuckles people aren't mad either because Amato's fucking thing went viral. First, his little Michael. First, his little Michael Jackson dance goes viral, right? That's a clip of its own. Then he gets in the ring and throws a beautiful 1-2 to put the guy down. And that goes viral again. So, yes, they might have paid him $250,000 to go out there, but they might have got what they wanted, right? And that was a viral clip in a fan base that they're not really connected to yet. Look, we've seen Angulo fight on there, but Angulo is not the same level of celebrity as a Fernando Vargas or his sons, right? The dynasty. Besides Angulo, I can't even think of another Mexican fighter that's been on bare knuckle that they can tap into the Mexican fan base the way that these Vargas boys did. So it was successful on the bare knuckle side. They went out, they got these 2 guys, they got viral. The 2 guys got a win. So they could bring them back. Look, if it's really successful, maybe they do bring them back, you know? But if I'm the Vargas boys, no, I'm sticking to boxing. I think boxing ultimately pays them more, even as the shadow in their little brother's limelight. So it is what it is. Everyone should be proud. If Fernando makes 3 boys that are all becoming millionaires in the boxing ring, shouldn't they all be proud anyways? Can we get the jealousy out of it and just really form a dynasty here, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, I kind of always suspected. I mean, we knew from a very early on that Emiliano was kind of the special one. And I kind of got the impression from the brothers that they kind of knew that too. They're like, shit, you know, we're going to totally focus on this motherfucker and make sure that he gets as far as he possibly can. And that's why they kind of went and did their own thing over here, and will continue to do their own thing, I suppose. I can't imagine that this is a one fight type of thing. I'm sure they're going to be back. I suspect, at least. I don't think that if they're being overpaid, and it's the fights like this they're going to be able to whoop people's ass because it's going to be somewhat of an easy paycheck, I can't imagine that they wouldn't come back to continue. I don't know what the deal is as far as how many fights or anything like that, or the term or the length of the contract that they have with the bare knuckle. But I mean, I guess Fernando Jr. is going to be out for a little bit until that pinky heals, but Amato can get right back in there with a matter of a few months, I think.
Yeah, what weight is Amato Vargas? Because we know because he fought Walsh. Walsh, is that his name?
Yeah.
That Fernando's about 154, 160, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's a motto? Does it say on there for what a motto is?
It does. Fernando is still at 154, by the way. Super welterweight. They have him here. Amato, super featherweight, so 130.
Really good weight divisions. I don't know, man, because Fernando could come back and still at least get shots at the upper opponents, the upper class in the division, right? Because of his last name.
Wait, who did you say? Fernando?
Fernando, yes.
Okay,
he can at 154. There's a lot of stars there. There's a lot of $1 million checks, right? If he can pad his record a little bit better, get a little bit known, I see him coming back and fighting one of the champs in boxing. And then 130 pounds kind of lost its glory there with a lot of the guys moving out of the division, but still very active divisions down there. 130, 135, 140. A lot of avenues for these guys. If I was them, I would not be signing any long-term deals. I don't even think that's where boxing is going anymore. I think you're going to see a lot more fighters doing the 2-3 fight deals with these guys now, just because there's so many outlets that are paying into the sport now. There is no reason to lock it down. There is no, I can get you on HBO. There's like 3 or 4 HBOs. Fuck are you talking about, right? There's a bunch of dudes paying right now.
Well, you mean DAZN isn't like HBO? Everyone wants to get on DAZN? No?
We will see. DAZN, give me a year. Give me a year. And 20, almost 2028, Miguel. Give me 1 year from this day on.
Fair enough. One full year from now, give me a year and a half. Watch DAZN, the fight on TNT is going to be the next hot shit. Make sure you tune in.
I wish somebody would literally, because he just did it again this week with the whole give me a year or ask me in January of 27. I want someone just to go, Dana, how about let's just grade ourselves in the first 7 months? Let's just do that. Fuck. I don't want to know the rest of the year. What do you think of your performance right now, first 7? Just to see him go red as shit. Just to see that face turn like a tomato, bro. You're fucking out of here.
Yeah. Who is this guy? Who let this guy in?
Yeah.
Right, shit.
Give me a year means give me a year.
Right. Like a year from now, a year from early January when you first started, a year from when?
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to that year, Dana.
Yeah.
Can we get an update of how you feel you've been doing in this year? Jeez almighty. You can't just keep kicking this fucking question down the road, man. I swear it's going to be like, we're going to be in December. He's going to be like, look, I told you guys to give it until January.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to answer this tonight.
I thought you were going to be like, guys, give me till 2027, December 2027, because it's right now. Like, it's still technically 2027. So December 31st, y'all ask me that question, and then I'll give you a more straight answer.
Dude, there should be like a clock. We should have a TK Zuffa clock, Dana's year expires. It's gonna be Dana's gonna be sweating that fucking year. And you know what? I don't want to get too far off subject, but crazy when he announces. Did you see the picture up behind his wall when he announces the Zuffa 10 card this week?
No.
Big ass picture of Crawford Canelo. Arena. Thought that was kind of a cheap shot. I don't know if he's just doing that for boxing or if that's actually his new pride and joy sitting on the wall over there at his office. You know,
I didn't Conor and McGregor did a lot more than that. Like I figured that. Conor and Floyd. Sorry,
bro. I thought he would have had many pictures behind him besides fucking Canelo and Crawford. Like, bro, you didn't really have anything to do with that fight. Are you serious? Like, if I'm an MMA guy, I walk into that and go, really, Dana, really? You this is your pride and joy right here, fucking asshole. That's gotta piss him off, bro. He really didn't touch that fight. You put your name on it. You guys paid to put your name on that fight, but what? And it's big, bro. It's like the size of a it's like a huge picture, HD. It looks nice. I'll give him that. But I was like, what does that say? Crawford Canelo? Oh shit! And he's sitting on a desk. You know, it's like the picture behind whatever desk he's signing some of these kids to. It must be a Zuffa thing. Let's hope. I've seen him announce many fights. I haven't seen maybe he's going to have the White House one in the UFC. He should. That's probably a beautiful picture. If someone stood back and took a shot of the White House with the cage and all that, yeah, maybe next UFC one we'll see that. But I thought that was kind of funny. He had Canelo versus Crawford up there like it's his pride and joy.
I wonder if that's what he, what the office that he brings these guys into. Like, you see that up there? You want to be that you sign that contract.
Of course.
You guys want to be that guy?
Of course. Miguel, I haven't even been in here a year.
Yeah.
Okay. That's me right now.
Yeah.
Come on. He's such and bro, that's what he's going to tell us in a year from now. He's going to bring up Canelo Crawford. He's going to bring up AJ versus Fury. And really, Dana, did you have anything besides everybody's daddy? Turkey's everyone's daddy right now. I'm not knocking the man, just saying, calling him the daddy, but the real boss, we know who paid for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be sad if really, like, somebody needs to explain to him, we're talking about Zuffa. We're talking about what you guys are doing and not the fucking thing. I told you, don't let me get off track. Go ahead, Miguel. Put us back on track, dude.
I will put you guys back on track by telling you that we're going to have a clock for Zuffa Boxing next 2027 countdown to see when exactly he stops and stops giving us the stupid, like, oh, you don't know where Fury fucking Joshua's going to be. Oh, I know where it's going to be. If I can tell us, fool, shit.
Hey, which nobody's buying anymore.
Yeah.
You could totally tell everyone's just like, Dana, nobody knows. Can you please stop saying that? He even said that this last week. He was like, no one knows, I guess.
Yeah, not even you, homie. All right. So the next topic is kind of a funny one here.
So that's it for the Vargas one.
Oh, yes. That's
all right.
it for Vargas, the Vargas brothers and BKB.
All right.
So it looks like we're gonna get Keyshawn Davis, the number 1 contender of the WBO at welterweight, taking on the champion Devin Haney. That seems to be what's happening next. There was, the announcement of Shakur Stevenson signing with Zuffa, and with the rumored $100 million deal or whatever the shit that was that the Haneys were proclaiming with Zuffa. That obviously didn't happen there, but they did sign a long-term deal or multi-fight deal is, I think, the specific phrasing with DAZN. And his first fight is going to be against number 1 contender Keyshawn Davis. At least that's what we all suspect, because it looks as though this fight is going to go to a purse bid. From what I'm understanding here, it looks as though, or it sounds as though, Bill Haney said that when Keyshawn Davis turned down an offer to avoid having to go to a purse bid. Let me go ahead and break this read this quick segment here on the Pound for Pound X or Twitter account. Bill Haney claims the reason why the fight is going to a purse bid is because Keyshawn Davis has turned down a guaranteed $3 million purse. Now, that being said, if that is true, then they're going to go to a purse bid where the minimum bid amount is $200,000. The purse split will be 75-25 going to the champion Devin Haney. Now, this is going to be on the WBO YouTube channel. If you guys want to tune in, Gustavo Oliveri, if I pronounce that correctly, posted on his Instagram or Twitter account. Please be advised that WBO Welterweight Championship purse bid between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis will proceed tomorrow, July 30th, 11 a.m. At the scheduled WBO headquarters in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Watch live on the WBO's official social media platforms and YouTube. So if you guys have ever partaken or taken place or even viewed a purse bid before, you guys know what to expect. But if you haven't, like me, I've actually never seen one, I'm going to totally tune in to watch. This is kind of cool. Many years ago, Shane Mosley was going to fight Andre Berto here in Las Vegas, and they actually had a press conference leading up to this fight here. Unfortunately, that fight fell through because the earthquake in Haiti and Berto going in to help rescue and whatnot, rebuild. So we never got that fight, but for those of you who don't know, they actually had a press conference that was open to the general public. So I'm like, oh shit, I've never been to one. Fuck yeah, I'll go to one. So me and my buddy took the day off. We drove down to the Mandalay Bay where they're having it, and we're like geeking out hardcore, staying quiet. Like, I can't believe I'm part of this thing. I've been to some since then, which is still, fun as hell and geeks out. But if you guys have never seen a purse bid before, I've never watched it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to tune in to watch it. But The story is Keyshawn Davis turning down, according to Bill Haney, $3 million to go to a purse bid. Now, Andrew, why on earth would he turn down, if that's true, that kind of money, knowing that going to a purse bid could guarantee him even less?
All right, look, you are talking to an uneducated person when it comes to the finances side of boxing, right? So outside looking in, I'm going to say ridiculous that he turned down $3 million. But what Bill is not telling us, what sometimes seems to be the thing that makes these fighters make the decision, was $3 million all he was getting. So basically, you're guaranteed $3 million. We're keeping everything else. Mm. And then Devin, in Keyshawn's Davis's head, he's like, wait a minute, I'm a superstar. You're a superstar. What if we do like 1 million pay-per-view buys? Right? He's got that little ego trip going, right? Oh, hell no, I ain't giving them all the money. What if we sell out and all the T-shirts get sold out and everything? No, hell no. Could it be that? You see a lot of fighters, they like betting on themselves, right? Mm-hmm. This could be a thing where Keyshawn believes he's going to make way more than $3 million if he bets on himself. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. We're definitely, this is going to come back after this fight is all said and done. We will come back to the $3 million offer that was let go to see if Keyshawn was correct in passing it up and going betting on himself, or if he was not. I'm so interested in this purse bid because, like you, I've never seen one. So it's pretty cool to see these guys go in there and actually bid on this fight. For when I win the lotto, I have a little bit of experience of what I need to do in one of these situations.
You walk in, you grab one of those fans, and you say, "All right, the highest bidder, right there."
If me and Lee, boy, we're both going to that podium, like, yep, this is what I'm doing with my money. Give a fuck what any of you guys think. I'm investing in a boxing. Just all the cameras going, oh my God, what a dumbass. This guy's he's gonna be broken like a year.
Yeah, that guy with the Live Shape Promotions t-shirt. That guy right there. Yeah, he won. He just won it. Oh Lord. Like we'll see how that turns out.
So I'm definitely watching this thing tomorrow, but not only I'm so interested in seeing who wins this purse bid, what price they win it at, because it's starting so low. Mm-hmm. So low. Where is this thing going to end? And the main question, the major one, will they let Zuffa in the doors? If I'm Turkey, Ali Sheikh, am I sending a representative from Zuffa to try to buy this fight? They were asked not to show up. That was a few weeks ago. Maybe Turkey's made some phone calls. Maybe the whole Ryan Garcia being allowed to defend his title with Conor Benn. You haven't seen TK. I mean, Dana's totally backtracked on everything he said about major belts. Now so he's like, what did I never said? I was never disrespectful at all.
Have you seen it? One of his recent quotes saying, like, when it was brought to a question, somebody asked him about Jayo Pataya and the lawsuit. And he's like, oh well, it's between him and the UFC and the IBF. You know, like what the fuck you mean, bro? You know damn well you had part to play with that, and now you're not gonna back him up. Poor dude is like no man's land now. Have to fight for himself to get his belt back. That's some dick shit.
Yeah, hopefully they're paying the lawyer fees. Or is Open Tie right. Even paying that to get his title back that they had him dump?
Like let's fucking hire my cousin Vinny up in this bitch. Like one of those kind of dudes to come and like do it. What is this for? Is this like a armed robbery? No. This is he got his belt stripped. Like I've never done one of these kind of.
I do workman's compensation cases. What the fuck?
Right, exactly. Like I work for the insurance company. I don't know what's going on here.
So will Zuffa be in the building? Because that's going to make this thing real interesting, right? Mm-hmm. What if Zuffa gets it cheaper than if they would have paid?
That's what I'm saying. Keyshawn. Right. Because, like, realistically, the point of the bid is to get it as cheap as possible. You ever been to a regular auction before where you buy stuff eBay? Hello, you can go get a car at the local auctions here you're at. The point is to get it as cheap as possible. this is, and of course they have to have a minimum here. They can't start at $1 but $200,000 is where they're starting at, and it's just going to go up from there. I can't imagine somebody's going to be like $10 million and then be like, all right, cool. Now, Keyshawn is correct in turning down the $3 million if that's accurate. But I just, the whole point of this is to be as cheap as possible and frugal.
Yes. So I will definitely be tuning into this. I know I will be working, so don't want to, alert my company or nothing. I will have it on the side, just listening. I won't be watching, but definitely going to be tuning into this.
And how does this work with or how would it work? I mean, I don't know the details again, but how would this work with Devin Haney's deal with DAZN? Like, does this count as one of the fights? I'm assuming it does, but aren't they like gloating about how fantastic of a deal this is? Well, it's fucking money. How does this first one go into that? They're gonna be like, oh shit, I just guaranteed myself $1 million and that's it. Like somebody just won the purse bid. Like, how does that interfere, or does it not interfere with whatever deal he has with DAZN?
I don't think it does. It's probably going to be in the contract that Devin Haney exclusively fights on DAZN, nowhere else. If you walk into this room, don't think you're putting this fight anywhere else but DAZN. And I think everyone that enters that room knows that.
Well, I'm talking about the money part, because they're all gloating about what a fantastic deal they made and the money they were going to make, all this shit. But then this ends up being, a purse bid. So now it's like, oh shit. So now the alleged the number that was floating around there was like 20 mil a fucking fight or something bizarre like that. Obviously, it's not going to happen here. I would have to assume it's not. So it's like, how does this fall into that?
That I don't know, because DAZN's not a promoter, right? So I don't think they're in the purse bid. It's a good question. It has to be something about viewership numbers, dude. This has to be where DAZN works these deals out with the guys. You'll get a guaranteed purse, and if your thing gets this many hits, this many views, you will be cutting you checks ever so often. Has to be something like that. But maybe we'll get all those answers and tomorrow, about how this whole new DAZN. Did you see all the videos I was sending you of this new DAZN CEO kid?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him before?
It doesn't look familiar.
Right.
I don't often look in the background, so maybe he has been there the whole time and I just never noticed him. I don't know, but no, I don't think I've ever heard him talk until you sent me those videos.
Exactly, bro. And for us just looking for him, he's never been on a platform of any kind saying CEO of DAZN, right? So is that the head that they put in the position to take over boxing? Is he the guy? Is he the one they're going to go, hey, this is the fight we're looking at for Devin Haney, and then he gives it a green light or stops it? Red light, green light effect. So it's kind of weird that DAZN does this announcement. What the Lopez thing was maybe 2 weeks ago, Devin last week, and then all of a sudden we have this new CEO that has like 4 videos out there of him being titled the CEO of DAZN. So it's interesting. But yeah, that question should be answered tomorrow about the Devin Haney contract and how that plays into effect with the purse bid, because it doesn't. Yeah, you kind of hit on something there. How is DAZN paying Devin? Then he makes another check from someone else too.
Yeah, it's almost like in addition to it is like, what is that how it works now? That's part of the deal. Like, I mean, that's a sweet ass deal. Like, all right, DAZN's gonna give me X amount of dollars, period. And then boom, this is the WBO doing their purse bid, not us. So fuck it, let's do this, get some more on the side. Damn, that's a sweet ass deal.
Yeah. Yep.
Alrighty, let's see here where we at. I want to make sure I'm looking at the right one here. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to add to the Haney Keyshawn Davis saga?
Nope. I guess Sunday we will have the conclusion of what happens to that, huh? Sunday show. All right.
Yeah. I guess we'll figure out how that turns out.
What is your prediction for it? Who do you think's gonna win the purse bid? How much will they win it at? And that's it. I only got 2 questions.
Right. Well, I think the bigger question is who's going to actually win it. Like,
Yep.
watch, watch it be that one fucking fat dude that was going to put on that show in San Francisco. Like, he shows up, he's like, yeah, boom, like, let's do it. Let's try to make this fight happen in San Francisco. We can do it. I know, guys. We can break the record. Damn, I don't know. I'm starting to think that one dude, what's his name? Brown, the guy that like put together one of Tyson Fury's
Spencer Brown? Is it Spencer?
Yeah.
Spence Brown, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
I'll throw that guy in there. He's gonna come in here out of nowhere and like, bring, if you ever watch wrestling, he's gonna bring like the Money in the Bank suitcase, like boom, boom, boom. I got the last bit here, and he's gonna end up winning the bet in the last second. I'll throw that one guy in. Just dark horse.
Dark horse. All right.
Yeah.
And what does it reach? What does this money reach?
I'm gonna predict that Keyshawn Davis doesn't reach the $3 million for him. He's gonna be well under it. I'm gonna say 1.5 to max. That's what he's gonna get. Everybody, the rest goes to Devin. So I don't know whatever that total is gonna end up being, but at the very least, I can predict. I don't think Keyshawn will get more than the 3 that Bill Haney is claiming he turned down.
So 25%, he gets 25% to 75% for Devin, correct? That's what the first split is.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at like $6 million. You think it's going to reach $6 million as a total?
I think that would be the max. I think it'll end up being a little bit less than that, but yeah, $6 million. It sounds about right.
I was gonna say 8, dude.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, because that's the kind of money Devin is usually in. That's his fights have been around there. They're gonna sell this one. 8 million is not a lot in professional sports. We can't act like. I think any NFL team would be mad if they only made $8 million for.
Well, that's a whole ass team. This is a one dude by himself.
But it's still supposed to be one of the big sports of America, right? And $8 million is not generating a whole lot of money. I know to us it is, but to the sports world, it's not. So yeah, I think it's gonna hit 8 million. I think he does get his over his $3 million on the get back, because you got to think he's gonna get a piece of this guaranteed money, and then there still has to be something for the views. This won't be the end of it, where I honestly think when you talk to Keyshawn Davis and he tells us, man, they were giving me $3 million, but then they said I don't get a dime more. Replays, it just everything goes to the Haneys
sales,
after
anything
that.
else, yeah.
Yeah, anything else goes to the Haneys. I'm not signing that shit. I would have to agree with him on that one. Bet on yourself.
But why though? Does he really? I mean, at this stage of his career, he does believe that he deserves more than the $3 million. I mean, I guess everybody's going to say yes, but like at this point of his career, he says, no, we can do it another way, a purse bid maybe, and I'll get more than with the $3 million. Because I mean, if he's never made that amount before, and the Haneys come to him and say, bro, this is it, no ticket sales, no views, no nothing. That sounds like a decent deal. Like, oh shit, I've never made $3 million and it's guaranteed. Fuck yeah, cool. Or like you say, bet on himself and not reach that amount. But like, why would he give 2 shits about something like that? Like, all right, cool. You take the fucking everything else. I'm getting $3 million, the career high as of right now. Why is that not enough of a decent deal?
Could have been he doesn't get anything on the replays, right? So if he does believe he's going to be the next Floyd Mayweather, you might want the rights to all of your fights. Right. So when they come back and I'm just saying it could be something like that where, 5-10 years down the line, they'll be like, man, Keyshawn, the Haneys are making a killing off of Keyshawn's replay. He's not getting any of it. You know what I'm saying? Because of that one deal you signed. So I uneducated in all this, just outside looking in. But most of the time, whenever you hear about, oh, he turned down this, the real story is that's all they were offering. Everything else is going to them, and that's why the fighter said no. I've got to think Keyshawn's going to come with that same argument, and he believes he's better than that. You know what I mean? That he's going to be worth more than just $3 million when it's all said and done. It's a risk, but that's what they do, right?
Yeah, it's a roll of the dice, and it's not just a roll of the dice on himself, but it kind of paints a picture like the perception. People see this and people think, oh, this fucker's clearly ducking 3 million career high, right? It's almost like they haven't, thought to that second level of like, well, maybe there was something else. Maybe it's not just the money. Maybe it's something to do with tickets or the views or something like that we generally don't hear about or find out about until sometime later. But it looks bad, and even if it isn't bad, it's already all over the internet. It's gonna make him look like he's ducking.
Yeah. Well, the purse bid's tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he only ducked for a few hours. And then now he might look foolish if it does only make $1.5 million, $2 million on that, because that's what Devin versus the Sundeer. Remember that purse bid, the
oh
Spaniard.
yes.
Remember it only made it to like 2 million or something like that.
Yeah, Sandor Martin.
There you go.
That guy, and then it ultimately didn't happen. He's like, fuck this, I ain't fighting for this amount. But it may be different now, because if that deal is with the zone where he gets a certain amount anyway, besides the purse bid, maybe he's willing to take something not that low. But just something substantially lower than that 8 million. I would think at least.
Yep.
All right, so we'll find out tomorrow. All right. That concludes our segment here with Haney and Keyshawn Davis. This next one here is basically Terence Crawford. He's been he hasn't really left the public eye, but he seems like he's more so this last weekend, because he traveled down to Australia to be ringside. Not ringside, but in the crowd for Errol Spence's final fight, retirement fight, which we kind of knew was going to be it, but we did know, but we didn't know how it was going to turn out. And I believe it was Steve Kim who basically said, like, a shot fighter beat a guy who's even more shot than him, pretty much, in the fight with fucking Spence and Tim Tszyu. But basically, he was ringside, and he was being asked about Spence's performance, and he kind of was like, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it anymore, and essentially said, like, he just didn't have it in there, and he's done. And for some reason, that rubbed people the wrong way, and they kind of didn't like the fact that instead of uplifting him, he decided to basically kick him while he was down, saying that he should call it quits and essentially walk away, which we all have the same sentiment. It's not like it's any different than when any one of us are saying. So much so that Clarissa Shields started to come out, and she was saying some stuff about him, and even one Ryan Garcia, going as far as to say, if I can pull up this screenshot here, that he believes that Spence might actually have the better resume than Crawford. I guess if we can put it under a microscope and take a look at it, I don't see how that would be the case. But regardless, before we get to what Crawford responded to Ryan, Andrew, does that have any merit whatsoever? Because it seems as though it's picked up some steam. Ryan said it, and now other people are like, oh, you know what? I think he's right. And they seem to be agreeing with him. Is that reality on any realm? Are we talking about that? Is Spence's resume better to any degree than Crawford's?
You got to understand who's saying that first. It's a young man who won a fight on an illegal drug test and still proclaims he won the thing, right? Literally puts posts out there about no one will ever forget. Dude, you got caught dirty. So, don't really care about what Ryan Garcia is saying. He's irrelevant at this point on stuff like this. I believe he's trolling. He's trying to get some views. I also got to say Crawford's always been sort of odd man out on the inner circle in boxing, right? Just the whole top rank PBC. He was the fans were never on his side. Basically, top rank, die hard, old school boxing guys kind of knew what was going on, but the new breeds, the new fan base that PBC brought in, you Floyd Mayweather. Oh, I only started watching when Mayweather was fighting kind of guys. He was never in their circle. They were always looking for some kind of reason to knock this kid down to make PBC look better. So I don't think Crawford did anything wrong. He said his timing was off. He said he didn't have it. Spence fucking retired immediately after the fight, guys. So what are we doing here? Like, it seems like a lame ass argument, right? What we arguing for the guy who fucking just said he's done immediately after the fight? Maybe Terence is right. Maybe Spence seen his timing is off. You know, he did just retire. So it's almost like they're just nitpicking, trying to find a reason to fucking get mad at Crawford over something. Crawford had a moment where he could have been the face of boxing. He threw that back at us. He didn't want it. You know, one, he started talking shit about the WBC, about the belts. That was a bad look for him. Doesn't give the 300,000 for the fee, the sanctioning fee.
Yeah.
And then retires. So all those guys that were like, hey, you know, maybe Terence is cool. I'll watch his next fight. What? He's retired? Fuck J-Cat. J-Cat before, J-Cat after. And so now that's just where he is. I mean, it's no knock on him.
Right.
But he doesn't live the lifestyle that most millionaire young African Americans live. Where are the Lamborghinis? Where are the $3,000 purses, backpacks, whatever the fuck you call them for these men? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where's all that at? You know, where's the group of strippers that should be around you? You know,
the entourage. Where's the entourage?
Yeah. Do you see him in jewelry stores going, oh yeah, look, 1.5 million, 1.5 million? No, doesn't do any of that. So maybe that's why he's not really favored amongst the inner circle on that fan base. But to whatever degree, I didn't think it was that bad what he said about Spence. I wish he would have been more truthful. Why didn't you just say, I'm going to whoop Spence's ass for my brother? Right?
Yeah,
you fuck with my brother. You fuck with one of my teammates. I'm going to take him down for that. Don't even worry. All Spence fans, don't even worry. I'm going to get his get back. Right? So he could have went out there and did that and probably put a whole fan base instead. You know, well, you look shot. You know,
yeah.
His timing was off. Terrible fight. Fight.
He just, I mean, he said the truth. It wasn't like it wasn't the truth, but that didn't help things. He was just digging the hole more. You know, he might as well have been like, yeah, I told him you shouldn't take this fight, but he fucking took it anyway, or something like, oh, damn it. Now we're down there. This is what Ryan Garcia said specifically. Errol Spence may have a better resume than Crawford. Kind of nuts because he lost to him. But if you look closely, you can see that it's the truth. Sure. So that's what he said. I figured that was my Ryan Garcia impersonation. But one Terence Crawford decided to clap back at Ryan saying, dude, how about you get back to training, because the way things are looking, you might get knocked out. That kind of leads into the second part of this story here, because this is part Ryan Garcia maybe not taking it seriously. I don't know if that's the case or not. And the question that I'm going to pose here to Andrew is, are we seeing a repeat of the Ryan Garcia that we saw on the TV screens before his fight with Devin Haney? That kind of character type of thing, because I've seen, you know, clips of him in the WWE, you know, in the ring doing these segments, right? And then at car washes and basically just doing stuff outside of the gym, content really, because even though he's a professional boxer, he is a content creator, and he does, you know, tries to get views and likes, et cetera, on social media, the clout, as the young kids call it. And every clip that I've seen of Conor Benn is him training hard as fuck, jump roping, hitting the bag. I'm reading comments that, yeah, well, of course, he's going to have to get back down to 147. So home dude is already on the training tour and dieting and whatnot. And Ryan doesn't really have to go that hard to get to 147. But regardless, Andrew, you've seen these clips. You've seen Ryan Garcia at the WWE events, these fake car washes or whatever the shit is he's doing. Basically, every time he posts something, he's not at the gym. Are we seeing another version, or not another version? Are we seeing that role, that persona that Ryan Garcia had against Devin Haney again?
You know, look, possibly. You got to remember, he even looked like he was facing a hangover when he did the face-off with Conor Benn, right? That's right after the World Cup. That's right after the final. And I mean, he's, like you said, he's inside a building wearing sunglasses. And not only that, when he took the sunglasses off, the kid looked smashed. He literally looks like he didn't sleep. His skin looks kind of off. Like there was a lot going on in that little clip where you could tell Ryan's partying.
He might as well had like the covers like on his fucking face, right? You ever do that? You fall asleep, but the covers are all wrinkled, and you wake up with all the marks. I might as well have had that.
Right. No, and then seeing him at the WWE. We seen him at the end. Basically the whole week of the World Cup, he was out there wearing a different T-shirt every single day. So just a lot of partying. With that being said, Ryan has done this before and come fight ready. And I'm not talking about the dirty tests. What I am saying is that he looked chiseled at that weigh-in. He looked ready. Damn dirty test though, but he still looked ready, Miguel. Let's not lean away from. He was prepared. How he got there, I don't know, but he was prepared.
We know.
Yeah. Damn it.
According to him, not, but we know.
Yeah, it could be. Against Barrios, he did fine. Remember, Barrios, he was a lot more down to earth, kind of boring. These were his words. Raleigh, he was totally out of that one. In the Raleigh fight, he just thinks he's walking on water. I probably did not prepare for that fight at all. I have to think that Ryan Garcia is trolling us right now. He's playing us, acting like he's out there doing big things when he's really not. He's just doing it for Maybe he showed up to the WWE for that 1 hour, gets out of there, goes back home, right? Got that one video? Yeah. All right, upload the video, but was really not there for a long time. Let's hope that's what he's doing, right? If I'm Conor Benn, I'm not even paying attention to any of this. I'm not. Matter of fact, he shouldn't even be on the internet. If I'm Conor, I'm locking myself away, and I'm not looking at Ryan until it's fight night. I don't care. I don't want any doubt, confidence, anything to come into my mind that's going to change the goal that I have set out in front of me, and that's beating the shit out of him, right? So you watch his fights, you watch him at his best, you find his flaws, and you work on how to beat those flaws. We're paying attention to nothing else. If I'm Conor, I'm deactivating my phone or giving it. I'm going to pull Benavides. Hopefully you got a good girl, not a Benavides type wife, but I'm giving her the phone saying, here, you download a picture of me working out or something. I'm not doing the shit until after September 12th. You tap out, man. Don't buy into it because we've seen him play these little games before, and then he comes out and he drops Haney, 5 times? I know they weren't all counted, but doesn't he put him down 5 times in that fight? So don't buy into the bullshit. Ryan might be very good at playing possum? This could be Ryan playing possum with some of these guys, right?
That's very true. According to Crawford here, this specific quote, I was able to find it. You might get knocked out. You better be training and taking this fight serious. Seriously, should probably be seriously, but said it serious. All right. Maybe Terence needs a publicist. Terence, if you're listening to the show, and I know you are, hit me up. I'll be able to make sure to spell check this shit for you. But on top of that, we are roughly about a month and a half away from the fight. So maybe now we're going to see Ryan get back and get into the gym, right? It's at 6 weeks away roughly from, today being the 29th. A few weeks from now, it's going to be the 12th of August. And then a month from then we have the fight night. So it could be, dude, it's just like, I'm on my vacay. My training camp is usually 6 weeks and boom. And then, right. And so all we're seeing right now may very well just be him just partying right before the shit gets serious, because then 6 weeks are ahead of him of training hell. So it could be that he just hasn't quite started training session yet. I mean, the training camp, but he will now because we are roughly 6 months away, or 6 weeks away. Sorry.
And did you see about when you said the car wash, did you hear about that situation that happened with the car wash?
About people claiming that he just showed up, like he barely showed up, like late.
But not even people, but the content creator I'm guessing she's pretty big in the Mexican community. You don't want that turning on you, right? Because you're already halfway in. You didn't speak Spanish, right? They got that on you. They got the whole fucking changing teams every day. And now we have another content creator saying basically you're using them for clout. Not a good look if Ryan Garcia. If they have video of Ryan only being there for like 5 minutes and taking off right after he does a video, bro, bad for your image of, you're the new face of Mexican boxing, right? Which I don't think he is. I do not think that he's the face. I think he's the face of something. Internet, YouTube, all those kids, they love watching them, but I don't think the country is going to get behind Ryan. I think he's far past that. When he stood on his knee, yeah. When he went down to his knee, Miguel, I think is the day the Mexicans are like, yeah, he's not one of us. Yeah.
With a smile on his face, like, you got me.
Darn, you got me.
And then I'm going to wear a T-shirt that says, like, Gervonta Davis is my favorite fighter. One of those kind of things. Yeah, I don't think Chavez would have done that with Camacho or some shit.
Right. So definitely he's hurting his brand here if that's what he did, and that's what she's claiming. And so it's not a good look for Ryan right now.
Yeah, I pulled up that post. Ryan Garcia accused of exaggerating his volunteer work at Wendy Ortiz's Ice Out fundraiser. He's quoted by saying, "I have been here all morning. I've washed about 10 to 20 cars now." The
liar,
the owner, the influencer says he just got here. Yikes. So
he means he wiped about 20 times, not 20 cars.
Right,
he meant he actually did something with the towel. That's all he's saying, guys. And then not only that, did you see the karaoke video?
Oh, of him dancing? Is that the one?
Well, it's karaoke. Gosh. So he definitely tries to sing a Michael Jackson. Is it Thriller? Might have been Thriller that they had up. Miguel. In karaoke here, let's give some advice to people that attempt to do karaoke. Pick a song that's fun and that You have to know the song to make karaoke sound good, right? This fool's up there like... What the fuck? Ryan, he didn't even know 3 words of the song, dude. Like, he knows nothing of this song. It's pretty bad. Dude, look at the fucking comments. It's like, bro, the fucking lyrics are right in front of you. Stop dancing. Turn around. It's like karaoke isn't about dancing, dude. You're trying to sing.
It's like, is this Michael Bublé? Like, no. Michael Jackson.
Are we humming the shit or are we singing the shit? It's
at least it wasn't some like Vicente Fernandez shit, because then he wouldn't know jack shit. He'd have to hum that one because he won't know any Spanish, so he has no choice there. But he has no excuse this time.
Who is Ryan Garcia? He doesn't know Spanish and he doesn't know Michael Jackson.
He's a gypsy. He's a gypsy. He has no. I mean, we saw it during the World Cup. He had every single jersey on at different times, depending on who's winning. He has no home. He's a wanderer. He's like, you know what? Wherever they'll accept me, goes to one space. They don't accept him. He leaves. That's essentially what he is at this point. And it seems as though he embraces it because he doesn't give 2 rats ass, and he always pops on social media showing another part of himself.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny. He tried, major fail, just like the what do you say, chupa mi pito to Conor Ben. He tried, major fail. He's doing a lot of swinging and missing right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even with this damn car wash, it's like, did he just hold the freaking towel and the cars just kind of like walked by him? And he's like, all right, that counts 20, 30, and all he's doing is holding the towel up. Is that what the hell happened?
And to be honest with you, we even talked about his picking of World Cup teams. Fucking, I'm sure at the end, everyone was like, dude, don't even say my team, bro, because every team you've said so far has lost the very next game. He literally put on the winner of the whole thing to proclaim he picked the winner. I told you Spain was going to win. Like, what? Bro, it's over, and that's your 4th or 5th jersey. So what the fuck? A lot of swinging and missing right now. What I do like about Conor, the little highlights that they're showing, what's he doing the most? Ducking that left hook. Ducking that left hook. Hey, he's coming in. Duck. That's what I'm sorry if I'm screaming a lot, you guys, but that's what that fight's going to be.
Just a touch, but it's okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We can figure out what you're saying when you go. We can read your mouth. We know what you're talking. Even if we don't hear it and the mic goes dead.
If it sounds like Garcia singing Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Look, why am I hearing humming? I'm hearing humming. He tries to make up for it with his dancing, which makes it even worse. Poor guy.
Poor kid. Yeah, no, he's trying. The man with no fucking identity, man.
Hey, do you think Conor can block that shot? Like instead of, because he's gonna have to try to get out of the way of it, right? But like, do you think? And I know the common knowledge is don't hook with a hooker, but he's been hit. I'm talking about Ryan, and even dropped with the same left by many, right? Campbell and Javante, and then even Rolly. If he can just boom and like trade with him at the same fucking time, like goddamn, like do you think you'll be able to catch him that way, or does he positively have to get out of the way of that left hook?
The fact that he's training to get out of the way. Let's not test the waters until we have to, right? I don't want to play the catch and counter game with Ryan Garcia. So I like the fact that they're trying to get under it. Let's get some rounds in, get his confidence down, and then maybe you start walking into the fire to try to do the catch and counter because you have broken him mentally. I don't want to see that in round one, and you underestimate his speed and power and so. Definitely like it. I like the approach. And look, I know they're only showing us fucking 10-second clips, you guys, but it's kind of pointing at the same thing. He knows his advantage. He knows his strong point, and he's trying to get under that. And that's what I wanted to see from Conor Benn.
All right. 6 weeks from now, we will be here talking about it, seeing how that fight goes down.
Knocked out in round one by a left hook. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Decided to hook with a hooker and made the biggest mistake of his fucking career. Like, damn. Shit, I thought he could do it. Damn it, I thought he could do it. All right. Anything else we want to add to this Spence, or I'm sorry, Crawford's clapping back at Ryan and his lackadaisical training?
Do you think the Ryan is trying to get a fight with Crawford?
No, that seems too far-fetched, especially if Crawford can't come back down to, let's say, 154 if he doesn't want to. He's going to most likely stay at 160. That's already an additional 13 pounds for Ryan. Maybe they do a catch weight if they're really pushing it. I don't think Crawford is one to concede to something like that. No, seems a little too far-fetched.
My prediction, Ryan Garcia is being sort of groomed for Terence Crawford by Turkey Ali Sheik. I think he thinks he'll have another Canelo Crawford moment if he can get Ryan to, I don't even think 154. I think they're going to do a catch weight. I'm not 100% that Terence isn't willing to float all around right now.
But drop all the way down. I don't know.
So 152 or so. Yeah, that's 8 pounds. Because I think he's at 160. I don't think he's at 168. I don't think he's ever been a super middleweight.
Okay.
For another 100 and something million or 80 million, whatever Turkey wants to give him guaranteed money, I think Terence would at least try. Not saying he wins. Not saying he looks successful. I'm just saying I don't like how all of a sudden they're going back and forth on each other. Like Terence has come out recently poking his head around a lot of places, right? Boots, he had his little run-in with Boots, right? They went back and forth. Nothing really came of it. Now he's coming back saying, puts those posts out. Things can change in a matter of seconds or something. Don't make me prove myself. Just all these little hints that he was coming back. Then Turkey's like, yes, he is coming back. I see Crawford fighting again. And then all of a sudden Ryan's like, Spence is better than him. Right? I mean, it was like, come on, dude, you're going to get your ass slapped saying shit like that. Oh, wait, that's what you want. You want to get slapped. So, I thought
literally get his ass slapped. It's like, oh, that's what you want to get your ass slapped. I thought that's like you were going in that direction. I was like, oh, wait, no, you meant something else. I get you.
Yeah, no.
Ryan is that kind of guy.
There's definitely a paycheck in the future, right? So, it would be a dream fight. It's nothing that they built up to. It'd be another Canelo Crawford all over again, right? Just two big names getting in the ring at a catch weight or deciding on whatever weight division to meet each other at. But don't be surprised, guys, if all this was a build-up because Turkey's trying to make the biggest fights he can to try to make some of this money back. It's really all he has right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to put on the mega fights. I know that it'll cost money, but they can make some money too.
I seen Turkey Ali come out this week and thank his boss for giving him the like the confidence that he could get this done. I thought that was kind of weird that he had to come out and like give a shout out to the Prince for continuing to fund him. Really,
yeah, yeah. It's like we appreciate the checks continuing to clear. Thank you so much for that. We're always very appreciative of the fact that everything clears the way it's supposed to.
At a certain point, it's got to be a little bit nerve-wracking to walk into that room and ask for another 300 million, right?
Yeah.
We want to do Ali Joshua. We need this much. We want to do, Canelo's return. We need this much. And at some point, it's like, hey, where's my return?
Yeah. Right.
When's my return coming, though? So I think that it just seems a little weird that Turkey came out this week just to give a shout out to the king.
He comes back out he goes into the office and he's like, oh, my returns? Like, no, I need another check. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right now, right? Like,
good news. We got good news. Good news is AJ and Tyson might fight. Bad news is I need about 300 million to get it done.
Can you sign here, please, real quick? Just I'll be right back. All right. So we move on. The ending of move on to the next topic here. Unless we want anything else we want to add to that, I think we got that covered. So this one, I've been kind of. I'm not too sure what this means, if it means anything, but I definitely enjoy poking the bear. And Andrew, every time I see something to do with Nico Ali Walsh on the Zuffa 9 card, any chance I get to send him something that has to do with that motherfucker on TV. Now, of course, immediately, as soon as everybody saw that, everyone is thinking the same thing. Oh, damn. They got to Nico. Damn it, TKO got to Nico. And if you hear the way he talks, it sounds like he's trying to find some sort of middle ground, which I don't think is even that's a good thing, but it's already seeming as though he's kind of falling into this plan. We hadn't heard anything about the Ali Revival Act for some time. It's been pretty dormant, and it hasn't been a topic that we've been talking about too regularly, at least as of late. But now, boom, just like that, we're talking about it again, and maybe that was TKO's plan all along. But when Nico Ali Walsh showed up to the Zuffa 9 card, everybody, including me, thought, oh, damn, they got to him. He's sleeping with the enemy. So I immediately sent the text right. We're watching the fights back on Sunday. Sent the text to Andrews like, dude, oh shit, what the fuck? They got to him, but they got to him. And he's like, yeah, I don't give two shits about what comes out of this dude's mouth. So Andrew, please let us have it. I was under the impression that he means something, right? I mean, if you remember that hearing, he was there. Oscar was there. Oscar looked like crap. He basically fumbled the ball big time, and it was really Nico Ali Walsh who ran with it and did a much better job. But they might have him in their back pocket now, or at least that's what people are assuming. Tell me why this doesn't really matter.
Well, because they got him in the back pocket at the wrong time. They should have had him in the back pocket before the hearing. Nico Ali is no power figure in boxing. He's not a champion. He's not an ex-champion. He's not an ex-amateur standout. He's nothing when it's compared to the power movers in boxing, right? He's a mixed man that has Ali's bloodline. That's it.
And Vanilla Ice's style?
Yeah, eyebrow. Yeah.
Eyebrow.
And if he wants people to take him serious, he should probably stop doing it. I don't know if it's a scar. I'm fucking with the kid if it's a scar. But if it's not a scar and he literally puts that line in his eyebrows, he needs to stop because I won't take him serious.
What about the braids? Can you keep those?
I'm going to look past the braids. It's the 1990 fucking
fair enough.
Eyebrow Vanilla Ice shit that he has going on while he's trying to talk to us about, all the decisions that boxing needs to make. Look, after that hearing, I don't think Ted Cruz took Nico's phone number. I don't think Ted Cruz says, hey, me and you, we need to talk because I need your insight on where to go with my decision that I'm going to make on this. I don't think any of that. Why TKO even brought him in might be they were asked to try to have him come on their side, so when they do change the Revival Act, they have someone to pin it on. Maybe Ted Cruz is setting up Nico like, hey, you know, I was talking to Nico, so blame Nico, don't blame me kind of deal.
Okay.
Right? What else could it be? He has no lawyer. He has no representation. He has no firm. He has no belt. He doesn't have a fan base. What could it be that they're so interested in Nico Ali's opinion?
Okay, so the only thing is, at the time of this hearing, nobody stepped up, nobody popped up other than these two dudes, and him being one that did the better job. So if nobody steps up and the one that did, and Nico, is now backtracking because he might be in their back pocket, now there's no defense. I mean, we can't have more of Oscars in the courtroom doing the same
more
shit.
Defense, though, Miguel. Huh? That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no more defense. Nobody's stopping anything. The hearing already happened. The ball is already in Ted Cruz's court. He has it. He's dribbling it, and he doesn't give a damn about what the other team is saying. It's his play. It's his design now. This is his baby, unless he wants someone to pin it on. So, hey, go give Nico a call. Tell him to come in, try to work something out with them. And then when he throws his, this is what I have. This is what me and Nico came up with that is going to piss TKO off. Like, hey, we didn't ask for these changes. Oh, yeah, well, you know, me and Ali's grandson. Just a fucking fall guy, really. What else could he be? Nico Ali doesn't walk down the street and people go, oh, my God, that's Ali's grandson. Ali's grandson, go get a picture. No one does. No, his hometown, they know that he's Ali's grandson, but I guarantee you when that kid goes on vacation, not a fucking person knows that he's Ali's grandson that doesn't know is a diehard boxing fan. No casuals know who Nico Walsh is. So what's the point? What's the point in bringing him there? Nico better watch out that he's not a fall guy. He's not a patsy in all of this, right? Oh, yeah, you know, he's like, I like the changes that I've come up with. You know, we're really working on but what are the things that you're not talking to them about? Do you even have that? And I don't want to knock the kid. I don't know what his education is. You know, he's Ali's grandson. He might have went to a fucking university for all I know. I don't know if Ali paid for all of his grandkids to go to school. Maybe he is educated. He should see this coming down the road then. Why are they playing him? Why were you invited to that meeting when you have absolutely no decision-making in this? You guys got to remember, he said at the very end, take my grandfather's name off of it if you're going to change it. What kind of power move is that?
Well, I mean, I hope that's not the change that he's talking about that was actually made. It's like, I was able to successfully get my granddad's name off of this shit. It'll pass. I don't give a fuck at this point. But, you know, it took my granddad's name. Like, that's not exactly the fighting that we thought we were going to do to stop the fucking thing.
You never thought he was going to be our fighter for this anyways. Remember, I think you could have went to that hearing and had a word about Ted Cruz. I think they would have heard from everyone that wanted to oppose the Revival Act. You could have went up there and talked. Once again, no representation. There were no lawyers involved. Oscar, no one went for Oscar and said, here, I'm here representing Golden Boy Promotions on the behalf of not allowing this on. You didn't hear none of that. It was just two guys up there, and this shit didn't happen, blah, blah, blah. No one gave a shit. No one gave a shit then, and I can guarantee you right now, no one cares that Nico Ali Walsh is running around talking about he's talking to senators. And that's another one. Why ain't you just?
You don't think so? You don't think he's doing that,
bro? There's only 3 guys that was on that panel.
Yeah.
Right. There's only one guy that said he was gonna make some changes to it. Why are we dropping everyone else's name? Unless you're out there, what is he out there trying to turn votes? I mean, what a stud. Make a movie on the kid if he's out there turning votes, bro. He's out there, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have a bill come on your table. I want you guys not to pass this. Give me another number. Did you hear him say it? He says he has to make, like, he's been making 3 phone calls, or no, he works out 3 times a day for boxing, but then is on the phone heavy about this. They gotta make a movie of the kid. If he really is out there trying to change the votes, he said, fuck Ted Cruz. We're going after the guys that are going to be passing or declining the bill. Well, then that's a whole nother ball game. He should come out and say that that's what he's doing. I thought you were talking to Ted Cruz, right? So then drop Ted Cruz's name and let's get on, then we'll know that maybe he is serious about his passion for this. I don't see a lot of passion when he's talking about it. I see a kid who kind of likes being in the limelight, right? He was there, then he got kind of knocked off when everyone started beating him, started having some bad performances. Now no one thinks about him that much anymore. Well, now all of a sudden his name's all over the internet again. All the MMA, the MMA, I love Nico. He's been on all their shows. They'll keep pumping this shit through. So he might have gotten all that. He's looking on the phone, seeing all of his hits, and he might be a little into that right now more than is he really there defending the future of boxing. It's and maybe I'll eat my words later, but it's a sad day for boxing if that's our fucking hope and savior right there. Is fucking Nico
that's kind of the way it looked. No, in that first hearing, that's essentially what it looked like.
In the first hearing, that was the argument to not do it. Once Ted Cruz said he was going to make some changes, I'll talk to you guys later, their arguing stopped. That's my opinion. Like, I don't understand. Once again, you guys, I'm telling you right now, Ted Cruz is not sitting down going, fuck, I hope Nico and Oscar like what I'm doing here. They don't care about those two. Oscar a little. Nico's irrelevant, man, unless he's a patsy. So if I'm Nico, I would watch how close I get with TKO. And you might want to have someone, I haven't heard, I would love for Ali to go, oh yeah, I got my legal team working on this, right? Does he have a legal team? Does he have lawyers that are reading this contract to make sure, oh yeah, you're getting the 4 points that you wanted are on there, but what about the other 20,000 points that you didn't look at, that they're going to pass right through?
Yeah, so, because he might be educated, but that doesn't mean intelligence, right? Because intelligence and education are the same thing. He may be very educated, but isn't very well versed in the kind of scumbaggery snakes that are behind some of these, specifically TKO, that will basically screw him over.
Smart, but not street smart. And in boxing, you might need to have a little bit of both, right? You got a lot of hustlers in this game. They could be hustling that young man this weekend, having him over there, giving him a few of the things that he wanted, and trying to gauge, did he really read this shit? Hey, Nico, we'll do that for you. Nico's like, yeah, you know what? This sounds great. Yeah, he didn't read a motherfucking thing. Yeah, bro, go sign off on that. Man, of these 4 things that you want to do, change them. Well, we're all behind you. He's got to watch out. He better be reading.
Get this man for front row seats to this fucking fight. Yeah,
that's right.
Just put him in front row for Berlanga and Butler. Why not?
You want dinner? It's on me. Whatever you want, bro. You're pretty smart. I never knew how smart you were. Fucking me, man. Boxing, they're lucky they got you. I'll tell you that.
Butter him up real good.
Yes, sir.
I did not know you were so sharp. We hope that's not the case, at least, right? Oh, you're cutting off. You're cutting off.
I don't know why else he's there.
Yeah.
I don't know why else he's there, bro. Does he have Ted Cruz's number on the cell phone that TKO don't have? Is Ted Cruz telling TKO, you really need to convince Nico before I sign off on this? Come on, you guys. Patsy.
So we shouldn't care that he's might be flipping sides, is what you're saying, just to confirm?
I think we should only care when Ted Cruz comes back with the new Ali Revival Act. I think that's what we're waiting for. I don't think Nico has any power to change anything that's already in the works of happening to that thing. So, anyway, he just needs to make sure he's not the fall guy. That's what I think. That's what I think they were setting up. Sorry, I'm looking for. I lost another pen. Damn it! I'm running out of pens. I threw that one. It went off the back of my desk. That sucks. Sorry, you guys.
It's just that you're so animated when you talk, Andrew. You're like shit's flying all over the fucking place, all over the place, remote controls and cables and everything, and you're trying to get out this, example and opinion of what we have of when Nico Ali Walsh, and they were, let me go ahead and for all the animal people out there, no pens were harmed in the recording of this show. All right. Anything else you want to add to Nico and Zuffa?
Nope. That's good enough.
Right. All right. So this last one here is kind of a. I'm not precisely sure how or to what extent this deal goes, but if you guys have been reading online, breaking news updates, it looks as though Matchroom Boxing has signed a long-term deal or / alliance with MVP, yes, Most Valuable Promotions, to further push women's boxing into the limelight and brighter lights, etc., etc. Let me go ahead and read a couple of paragraphs from Matchroom Boxing's own website here. Matchroom Boxing and MVP strike long-term strategic alliance in women's boxing. Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing and Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions have today entered a landmark long-term strategic alliance focused on accelerating the growth of women's boxing. The partnership brings together MVP's industry-leading platform for women's boxing and Matchroom Boxing's global promotional expertise and world-class roster to create significant new opportunities for female fighters, both inside and outside of the ring. And reigning WBC Super Bantamweight champion, 122 as that's the weight division, and 2020 Australian Olympian Sky Nicholson became the first fighter to compete under the newly announced strategic alliance. Under this alliance, Matchroom Boxing will work with MVP to continue elevating Nicholson throughout the next phase of her professional career, starting Saturday, the 29th of August in Birmingham, England, when the Australian defends her title at BP Plus Live against Japan's two-weight division, Miyoya Yoshida, airing live on Sky Sports, etc., etc. Oh, and ESPN Plus, because ESPN Plus is where MVP has his or in the US his deal with women's boxing. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what differently or what things are going to be done differently under this new alliance, or something that hasn't been done already. They're going to focus on showcasing these women boxers to try to get them more notoriety both in and out of the ring. How exactly they intend to do that, I'm not entirely sure. According to what Eddie Hearn says, at least, this is a partnership not many would have seen coming, but it is one that makes perfect sense. Okay, Andrew, in your opinion, what exactly does this mean? I get that they're trying to get the more notoriety and more spotlight on these women boxers, but besides having them on ESPN Plus, which is what MVP is doing, is this Eddie Hearn's way of kind of like, shit, I don't know what to do with Sky Nicholson? Yeah, go ahead, go over there. At least he can put you on the spotlight.
Definitely, yes. He's acknowledging what MVP has done with women's boxing, basically put it under one umbrella, and he wants a piece of that action, right? So before losing your fighter, before she just gets upset and goes, hey, why ain't I in the big dance? Why are we out here doing these little shows? I want to be with them, and just tries to find her way over to Jake Paul. You might as well go over there, Jake Paul, strike a deal to co-promote and get this moving. With that being said, do not also be surprised if this is just, look, Eddie Hearn has talked about, they worked together on the Netflix card with the Joshua Paul.
Okay.
They worked together on the Taylor versus
Serrano.
Serrano. Yeah, the Serrano fight. All good history of working together, right? No, you didn't see him coming on the internet, oh, fuck that Jake Paul guy, or Paul going, that Eddie Hearn's a real scumbag. Nothing like that. Eddie, what does Eddie want to get into? What did Eddie say he might be getting into here in the near future?
MMA.
MMA. Been signing a few MMA guys who just opened up their MMA side, who has a little thing going, right?
Jake Paul, you better believe it.
Almost guarantee you they were talking a lot more about MMA than women's boxing when they did this, because they're maybe behind closed doors. Eddie's trying to find a way to get some of these guys out of their contract, right? If that does happen, does he have somewhere to put them immediately? And maybe that's where Jake Paul's coming in. So I think there was a little bit more to this meeting than just one specific women's fighter, right? Or women boxing. So don't be surprised if we see an MVP MMA announcement with Matchroom connected to that shortly. Another thing is DAZN, Netflix, ESPN, and TikTok will all be showing women's fights now. Growing a little. Do we give Jake Paul a little bit of pride? Like, we've never seen the TikTok thing done, right?
Right.
But what I can tell you guys is when I watch illegal streaming, I've seen those TikTok things get 1 million views, and it's some chick fucking filming her TV. What will a good boxing match do on a platform like that, where it's only one person showing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's real potential here. Again, Jake Paul is thinking outside of the box. He's doing things that other people haven't done, right? The Netflix thing was fucking huge, Miguel. That might, when we look back one day, 20 years from now, when we're still doing this show, we might look back at that was a real game changer for us. That boxing was on the brink of really disappearing before Netflix gave us that. Let's just try Jake versus Mike Tyson. Let's see what that'll do. Do you know how no one has even fucking come close to those numbers? Just think of all the bullshit. I'm throwing Terence Crawford and Canelo in there too, bro. Think of all the stuff that these guys have shoved down our throats saying, this is the number one thing to watch. This is the best thing you can see this year. And Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is like 40-something million above everyone else. Might be one day we're saying that Jake Paul saved our sport. Not yet. I know it hurts right now to say it or even think about it, you guys. Yeah. But it could be, because that 108 million has not even come close to being touched by all these other De La Hoya, Eddie Hearn, and Dana White. All these other big movers, right? How the fuck did that TikToker come here and smash you guys with one old 62-year-old Iron Mike Tyson? Not even close.
And you know what's crazy? I kind of, the way I describe it to people, because I've had people tell me, like, dude, Jake Paul boxes, what the fuck is that about? And like, they'll ask my opinion on it. And I always try to like give him his credit. I guess say he's done some shit that I'm not too crazy about. Fighting Mike Tyson, that pissed me off. Doing what he did to Chavez Jr., that kind of shit. Picking on smaller MMA guys, like that's pissing me off. But he did one really, really good thing, and he put us on fucking Netflix. And I say also, the boxing. If that turns out to be big down the line, I will forgive everything else. Shit, fuck that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's essentially it is. A lot of really bad things, but one really, really fucking good thing. And if that good thing turns out to be hot shit, that is, he gets a pass in my book. One thing that I'm kind of noticing, the fact you brought up just now, the TikTok, that's like very much women driven. Like, it's far more women on TikTok. Oh, wow. Like that's how it is. Social media, women love the Facebook and everything, but TikTok, the majority of the things you see on there are, women TikTokers and stuff like that. That's just how it is. To put women's boxing on that is fucking smart. Like, okay. I can imagine that's going to be, social media in general, yeah, guys are on there, but it's really driven by a lot of women. The views and stuff like that, the consumption of it is a lot more women, and TikTok is kind of that. So I think, damn, that's a fucking good idea. And then I pulled it up right now.
And what if, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, just real quick. 21st of August is going to be Amanda Serrano against Lucreria, if I can pronounce that right, Mansour. It's going to be in Pachanga, Southern California, San Diego area. But anyway, Serrano, female fighter. We're gonna have a women's main event there to be, host of TikTok's first ever boxing championship fight streamed on it. That's kind of a big deal, and for it to go specifically to TikTok, that's fucking smart, man.
Yeah, and we have to think, what is the reach of TikTok? Right here, we are talking about all these platforms and how they, Netflix has 300 million subscribers.
Yeah.
What is the reach of TikTok? When you think about phones and how much they're out there in the world now, getting to the Amazon jungle where they don't have TVs yet. We're seeing videos coming out of there, where they have a phone. They might not, they don't have Netflix, but they definitely have TikTok, right? Yeah. What will the numbers be like in a situation like this? Now, Serrano, very good fighter. Do I think she's going to do Mike Tyson numbers? Probably not. But what if they still bring in like 20, 30 million? This is something women's sports has never done before. You know what I mean? And it has the potential that boxing is a global sport, right? Mm. With it only being a matter of you getting to the TikTok platform to watch the fight, is potential numbers we've never seen before that will come out from this and make him look, like you just said, really smart. He's been ahead of the game for a minute now, Miguel. We got to admit, even him coming out and going, you know what? I can beat up ex-UFC fighters. Not too many men walk around going, hey, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to challenge a fucking MMA guy to a boxing match, right? I mean, you got to give him some credit. He's been thinking outside of the box for a while. This guy was wearing a fucking Tigger outfit like 10 years ago. And now he's fighting grown-ass men who were, fucking legends. Some of them were legends in the sport. And he literally put on gloves to fight them, to allow them to punch him in the face. Now, I know that's not their first sport, but if anyone told me Anderson Silva was going to lose to fucking Jake Paul in 10 years, I would have laughed at them when he was in the MMA being called the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the best striker they've ever seen. You wouldn't think all of I put it this way, I never would have betted Jake Paul against Chavez. I don't give a fuck. You could have him 180 pounds. You give me Chavez at 30 some. Was he in his 40s?
No, he still is in his 40s. I mean, I guess he had to have been in his late 30s, no?
Anderson.
Oh, shit, I said Chavez. Oh, no, yeah, he was in his 40s.
He was in his 40s?
I don't know specific. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I would have took Chavez in his 40s, but pretty late in his 30s, bro. Right. There's no way. I think Jake Paul is coming out and beating Julio Cesar Chavez, right? I considered Anderson Silva the Chavez of that fucking sport. And I don't care that it's knees and kicks and all that. I remember you guys saying he had the best hands. I remember you guys. I remember the MMA world saying he could fight Roy Jones Jr. Yeah. That's what I remember. I never would have thought he would lose to Jake Paul. So he's been thinking outside of the box for a while. This is nothing new. He's still up for promoter of the year. He's still up for. I honestly, or did he win it last year? Did he already win that?
I don't remember. I
think he did. He won something last year. He won like event of the year or some shit. But he's in it again for promoter. It's really, it's been cool. I've grown to like Jake Paul. I know he's a little douchey at times, but he's done a lot of good things for our sport where I give him a pass now. I would shake his hand. Hey, Jake, I would shake it like it matters.
Yeah. You wouldn't have him sign your shirt like, all right, Jake?
No, I'm not doing that. All right. I just shout, shake his damn hand. Yeah.
I'd give him a dap. I'd be like, I'm not shaking your hand. Just fist pump it. Answer it. And
answer it.
Yeah, answer it, please. Don't leave me hanging. Answer it. For the 2% of ladies who listen to the show, this is your time to show up. You talk about having the women be front and center and not having the opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. Hell, this is a chance. I know that the majority of women prefer the type of shows like the Kardashians and 90 Day Fiance and all this shit, right? But if you're gonna be in it or if you're gonna complain that these women are not getting their shot at the spotlight, this is your chance. You don't have to go pay-per-view, buy anything. You already have the TikTok app, which the overwhelming majority of young women already have. Tune in to watch some boxing on that particular day, 21st or whatever date it was. It's free. You can literally just do it right just on your phone or anywhere else. I don't know how it works on the Fire Stick, that I don't know. But the bottom line is, this is your chance to show up and show what numbers like that, what you can do with the kind of numbers you can do, which may very well be a game changer in the very near future, like this particular uh, uh, deal with Matchroom and MVP. So looking forward to seeing what happens. It's going to be the 21st of August for that specific card with Serrano on there. So crazy times. We'll see how this goes, because it might not just be women's boxing on TikTok. We might see other stuff if this ends up being successful.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add to that, Andrew, before we call it a show?
No, sir.
All right. So that is going to do it for us on this lovely Wednesday night now. If you guys recall earlier in the show, I did say that I'm going to try to make it down to the weigh-ins for Zepeda and Lamont Roach. So make sure to keep an eye out on our YouTube channel. I'm going to try to head down there and record whatever it is I can record, even if it's a couple of shorts. I will do that for you guys, and I'll do my best to make sure that I get down there. But one final reminder, this Saturday, August 1st on TNT and DAZN, not pay-per-view, not on part of the Ultimate Package, Lamont Roach Jr. taking on William Zepeda for the vacant WBC lightweight title. Make sure to tune in for that. Okay, then that is going to do it for us today. For my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapache, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Fiend Miggs, and this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care. Peace.